On. How's everybody going? Happy Monday. Happy Monday. I got some fun stuff going on today. We're going to be talking about going over different people's worldviews, how to debate against them. Shout out to Lauren, one of my new debate partners. She's going to be coming on in about an hour. For now, we might check out some spaces. There's some good debates going on. Or depending on what y'all want, maybe I'll play some games. But what debate are you prepping for, and is it tonight? No, it's not tonight. It's just what like in the future, hopefully against either conservatives. Like we'll probably plan like some talking points against some conservative talking points, like religious stuff, and then we'll probably plan some talking points for just like the exactly what we were kind of talking about in the chat about the intersexual dynamics between men and women, sex stuff. If they're dimorphic or not, is sex bad for men and women, who's it worse for, stuff like that. Um, there was something else I can't remember. Oh, evolution. I need to start looking at evolution and figure out what the. I actually have an evolution debate on Friday, so I need to prep for that a little bit. So we need to talk about evolution too. Yeah, it's gonna be fun for your show. I probably should prep a little bit for that, but I really don't know. Guys, shout out to Smashly. We're going to be doing a show on Alex from Playing with Fire's channel on Thursday, so that's going to be really fucking dope. I'm excited about that. Smashly's going to smash me in the topic of is sex bad for men and women? It's going to be a fun one. I'm excited about doing that on Alex's channel again. It's always fun going over there because sometimes it sparks excite with me and sometimes they don't. It just depends. Let me see who's on Twitter though right now and see if there's any interesting things going on. We'll let y'all see too. Shit, I didn't set this up. Let's see. Let's see. Up to you entirely. Red Pill Talking Points. Also, it's on my channel. Oh, dope! It's gonna be on your channel. Okay, okay, okay. He's still gonna be a part of it though, so it's gonna be dope. That's gonna be y'all too. So, who's my partner, Ashley? Let me know who my partner is for that, because I know you got me somebody. Thank you though. Let's see what's going on Twitter. I want to find that one girl. What was her name? Jewess. I'm gonna have to go find it in the damn messages.
Hunts and things, and it always just doesn't sit well with me. So when I hear that, oh yeah, I have a problem with it.
I understand that. It also doesn't sit well with me when I'm called a troon and a pervert.
No, I get you. That's what I'm saying. I didn't have a problem with her being silenced for calling you that. That's not the problem.
Yeah,
it was just it seemed imbalanced.
It's just tit for tat, really, isn't it, love? Like you can't go around. I'm not saying you, but like
No,
people.
I'm not saying you're wrong for being mad. I'm not saying you're wrong for firing back. That's not my problem.
Wait, hang on. Just one thing though is that.
Should I talk shit to the trans people today? I don't know. I don't think this sounds like a lot of fun. I kind of want to just go play a video game because, just so everybody knows, I plan on making a dating course. Shout out to Ashley. She's gonna fucking roast me for the rest of my life because I'm gonna be doing a dating thing, and I'm actually gonna put a price on it for once. So we'll see how much she tears me apart for that. But it's going to be mostly based off of targeting video game kids. Since I'm a big gamer nerd, I used to be. I figured I need to help the kids that are most like me or how I used to be. So I will be making that. It's going to be dope. So I got to do a little bit more gaming stuff. At least like every time I stream, I got to do like at least an hour of gaming stuff so I can get montage footage probably of this one game that shooter I've been playing because I really need to be able to like make a montage and market myself more over in that area. gaming area. What's up, Live Love? Shout out to you. What's the topic tonight? We're going to be going over debate topics. You're going to meet the girl that I'm going to be doing a lot of my debate stuff with, Lauren. She's really cool. She'll be coming on here in about an hour. I'll be in a space with her, and we're going to go over different topics that we're going to decide to try to kind of just steelman and just think about what other people's worldviews are and try to see what other people are going to say on stuff and just figure out what we would say back, kind of just plan out debates, basically. For right now, like I was just saying, I'm probably going to game for like an hour because I don't want to sit here in this trans space and just make fun of trans people. Honestly, I feel like an asshole. We're just not going to do that tonight. I'd rather play a little bit of a game and get my montage footage. I was just saying that I'm going to be making like a little dating course that's going to be for like gamer nerds. So I need to go ahead and make a montage for this game just so I can get my face out there a little bit more in the gaming sphere. Also, today's Monday, and I want to start doing a movie Monday, so we might go over to Telegram or Discord, and we'll watch a movie over there. It just depends. If somebody says that they want to go over to it, obviously I'm not gonna just watch a movie by myself. But if somebody wants to go watch it with me, then we'll go watch a movie together. Let me fix some stuff. Such a pain in the ass. I should put those two screens right next to each other. Turn up on your side, Serge. Let me know if that's a little bit better. Thank you for always helping me out with that, by the way. I can't ever tell. Oh, wait. I remember I couldn't play the game because it started making the buzzing noise. I need to double check that first. What's up, 5-6? How's it going, dude? Let's see how bad it is today. Rolo gave me some love today, guys. Maybe we can look at that. That'll be funny. He was showing me some mad love. Yeah, no, it's just for an hour until Lauren comes on. I just gotta wait for her, or else I wouldn't even be doing the gaming, honestly. Let's see.
You know who has impressed me thus far?
Shout out to Rolo. You know, he hates me, but I think he loves me at the same time.
Gary the fucking numbers guy has impressed me. Zerka impressed me. He showed up. Not you guys. Zerka showed up. Gary the numbers guy showed up. Even fucking Sergio Solis. God bless his Down syndrome soul. At least he showed.
I guess I got Down syndrome. Shout out to Rolo, dude. Thank you, Ro. Yeah, I got Down syndrome, guys. Shout out to Rolo, man. At least he gives me shouts out like every single time he's going to talk about anything that has to do with people coming to meet up with him. Which actually I really want to go meet up with him again. I really want to go do another one because I feel like I'm ready to debate him again, and I know exactly how I'm going to stop him from doing his stupid little rants and just jumping around the question. On his stream right here, he was talking about how he was going to try to do like a Christ pill thing soon. So a Christ pill versus red pill thing in Vegas on Thursday. So I really hope that happens. I don't know what type of debate or how good it's going to be. What's weird is he wants to do with Andrew Wilson. I don't know how the fuck he would do that if they would be friends. Yeah, I know gaming is so boring. What's up, dude? Yeah, definitely better. Okay, good. I sent money to a friend and they still haven't gotten it yet. What the fuck? This is so annoying. What do you mean? Don't yeah. If you just sent it on Zelle, it should go fast, man. That's the awesome part about Zelle. What else was I gonna look at? Actually, we'll go ahead and go over some of the points right now. I'll list them out so we can go over them. So then whenever Lauren comes in, well, I know what we're going to talk about. Let's see what tagged on. Debate topics. I had ChatGPT already look some stuff up for me, so we're just going to go off of that. The nature of the Trinity. Nature of the Trinity. My thing is I agree with the Trinity, so I wouldn't be able to debate against the Trinity. That's a shitty one. And I'm pretty sure Lauren, she's Catholic, so she's going to agree with the Trinity as well. The role of tradition and the church fathers. By church fathers, I wonder if it's talking about the saints. Can somebody tell me right now if it's talking about the role of tradition and the church fathers, if that means the saints? Let me see. Also, the sacraments of mysteries. Sacrament of mysteries. The Orthodox Christianity places a strong emphasis on tradition and the teachings of early church fathers. Discussion can focus on the authority of tradition versus scripture alone, sola scriptura, and a principle more commonly associated with Protestantism. Yeah, the principle more common. You and him make up yet? Who, me and Andrew Wilson? Yeah, I'm cool with Andrew. On as far as like on Twitter right now, me and him are cool. But I don't know what's the deal with the debates. I don't know, or if you're talking about Rolo, I definitely don't make up with Rolo. I just talk shit about him all the time. But he knows it. Rolo understands this is fake wrestling. He understands we're always gonna talk shit about each other. I mailed them a money order last Tuesday. They still haven't gotten it yet. Oh, dude, that's really bad. I would be scared. I would think that somebody stole that shit. You did well last time, Serge. His chats are a bunch of Rolo Sims. Weird. Andrew Wilson is the GOAT. Yeah. I'm really trying to just take the Andrew Wilson side. I don't know how I can come together with him. I want to debate him soon, probably. But I'm gonna try to come on common grounds with him. See, what's funny is like even the thing that Rolo's trying to do on Thursday in the stream. We should probably watch it. But what he talks about is he says that he's trying to like team up with Andrew. Like Andrew's basically gonna be on their side for the Christ pill versus red pill debate, and that really confuses me because Andrew would obviously be on Christ pill, right? Because I mean, he's orthodoxy. That's what he fights for, I thought. So I'm really confused about that. If he's going to even be trying to do stuff like that, or if he's just going to take the red pill side for everything and say that the red pillars are right. I don't know. I actually think that they're all simping for each other right now. Like when it comes to all the red pill guys, they're all trying to just help each other out, or not red pill guys, but just like the YouTube gang. Like everything in YouTube is just like a gang thing just so y'all understand. They're just always trying to figure out how to make their gang do better than the other gangs. So anytime you see any of the shit going on, it's really annoying, honestly, because they're all just kind of playing like a favorites game based off of who works with who. The Sacrament of Mysteries. The Sacrament of Mysteries is the Orthodox Church to recognize the seven sacraments: baptism, chrismation, Eucharist, confession, ordination, marriage, and unction. I need to look some of these words up really quick. What was that? Unction. An action of anointing someone with oil or anointing as a religious rite or a symbol of investment as a monarch. Yeah, see, I don't like unctions personally. I know that Lauren is going to be a fan of it, though, or not a fan of it, but she does it because she is Catholic, though. Yeah, that's going to be one of my biggest debating points against Orthodoxy is definitely the sacraments, because I'm personally, as Protestant, I'm very much against the sacraments, it sounds like. What book are you currently reading right now? Purple Cow, man. I just finished it. I'm wanting to do it again. I don't know if I'm gonna do it again. I was gonna start a new book today. The new one that I was gonna start today was, where is it? Shout out to Awaken the Giant though. I finished that one a few days ago. Really good fucking book. Everybody needs to go check out Awaken the Giant. I honestly want to do 33 Strategies of War really bad next. That's that book by Robert Greene that Patrick Bet-David talks about all the time. He said that he read the 33 Strategies of War like every day for like 10 years of his life or some shit. So I'm very curious about doing the 33 Strategies of War next. Honestly, Purple Cow is fucking incredible. Purple Cow was probably the most amazing book other than that other one that I just said, the Awaken the Giant by fuck, I just said it in finished. Awaken the Giant by Tony Robbins. That one plus Purple Cow will change y'all's life. Like seriously. And then like Atomic Habits, like do those 3 books like back to back to back. That shit'll change your life. They're fucking amazing. Purple Cow's amazing, 5-6, because it like helps you create something in the market that's like a purple cow that like it's something rare and that nobody else has. It basically explains in marketing, like nobody buys like the breakout new thing except for the people that are like innovators that like to try the newest thing. Like people when Apple comes out and they want to buy the newest Apple product every time it comes out, like the Apple goggles or something. Those are like the average, or that's not like the average consumer. That's like only like 10 or 20% of the consumer base. But things have to go viral from those innovators and from them playing with it and stuff like that before it goes out to the rest of the market usually, or for it to be like another player in the game if it's like a game that already has 3 or 4 big players in it. So like I'm trying to do like my dating course, and it's gonna be a gaming one because nobody else does a gaming dating course. That's the one thing that's gonna set me apart from everybody else. I mean, that's what I was for years. I was a big gaming nerd, and I was still successful with girls, and I'm just gonna show people how I went from the struggle to not struggling. And even though I still was a big gaming nerd and stuff, I'm going to have 15 practical solutions to getting around women and using the pre-selection like we talk about. It's going to be 5 different jobs, like careers that are good for being around women, 5 different hobbies that are good for being around women, and 5 different side gigs that are good for being around women. But that's something that I'm probably going to be launching in the next few weeks. I got to do a lot of video sessions and video modules to get it ready. It's also going to have some bonus fitness stuff in there, some bonus mental health stuff in there. So it's not just, you know, just for those 15 practical solutions. It's going to be really dope, honestly. Like I'm going to jam pack the fuck out of this thing, and obviously I'm going to have a free version of it that's going to be like a smaller version of one that's like the $100 version. The $100 version, it's going to be so packed with so much value that like that $100, like anybody that pays for it, they're going to be like, wow, I literally got like a lot more than that value out of that, because I just want to give as much value as possible in it, just jam pack the fuck out of it. But I'm really excited about doing that. And that's gonna be my first Purple Cow, guys. Like we'll see if it works. And the way with Purple Cows is they talk about this in the book. They don't always work. You have to try multiple Purple Cows sometimes before you get one that actually works. And obviously y'all see I've been leaning into being more authentic lately. Shout out to my dog sitting here laying in the fucking curtain. And so I'm trying to show off more of my personal self, my own life, and just always, that's why I'm leaning to the gaming stuff. Gotta be more myself. Shout out to Live Love though. In my opinion, Andrew hasn't lost a single debate. Yeah, I don't think he's lost a single debate either. He said in one of his streams though that he feels like he's lost some. I don't know if he's just being humble, but he said in a few debates he feels like he lost them. I don't know if that means that like maybe the crowd was still in his favor, but he felt like he was wrong on a point, or if he legitimately, got scorned by the other side and felt like everything they were saying was true. I can't wait for your dating course. It's gonna be fire. Yeah, dude, it's gonna be a really good one, honestly. I was thinking, and it's not even really a dating course. Like I just realized, like I keep saying dating, but really it is gonna be a networking course, because the bottom line of it is I'm not trying to teach these guys how to date women. I'm just trying to teach them how to just be around more of them, because by them just being around more of them, the success is there. Like I don't have to teach dating PUA tactics. Do y'all realize that like my coaching style is the best one, because I don't have to teach anything. I just tell you how to be friends, do something that's normal, common sense and do something with women. And I just tell you where to go. I just give you the outer game that a lot of people struggle with, you know, when, where, and how to do it. And that's it. And once you have those keys to it, really success just lands into your lap because you're just in the environment for those things to come to you. And yeah, I don't have to teach PUA tactics. I don't have to teach no stupid lines or anything dumb to try to help these guys get around a girl. I could just have to teach them how to be friendly, just be a normal person. It's really actually the coolest thing ever. Um, Serge, A Cult of Feminism soon. Her book, Rachel's book. Yeah, actually, now that you just said that, I will probably do it next. Thank you for saying that, Live Love, because I'm gonna add it right now, and I'm probably just gonna make sure because if it's not that long, I'm gonna fucking destroy it. What is it called? A Cult. I really hope it's on Audible. Yes, it is. Let's go. Let's go. Thank you for reminding me of that, Live Love. I will definitely do that because that's going to make it to where I could do way better at some of my debates against the feminists that I've been talking to on Reddit, or I mean on X. I want them to make a solo Bane movie starring Tom Hardy. That would be fucking cool. That'd be really cool. Speaking of that, if anybody has a suggestion for what movie we should do tonight, please let me know what movie we should do tonight. I'm really excited about doing that. We just need to figure out what movie, and I need to set up my Amazon on here so then we can watch it on Amazon. But we're probably gonna watch it either on Discord or Telegram. I just have to have everybody in here tell me if they rather watch the movie on Discord. So I figure only a couple of y'all, maybe one of you even wants to watch the movie with me after this. We're gonna end the stream kind of early so we can do the movie, probably around like 8 CST, like 8 Central Time. Or so then we can do the movie for like the last couple of hours. But yeah, like I said, we'll have to move to Discord or Telegram, but only if some of y'all want to actually watch it. I don't really want to just go watch a movie by myself. Is Eric going to be on the show this week? Let me see about that. I'm still trying to figure out if I'm going to get Toby on. So the thing is, this week is jam-packed as fuck. So Wednesday, I got a really good debate with a guy named Undead Chronic. He's one of the biggest black pillars on X. Cannot wait for that one because he's really big when it comes to the black pill shit. Thursday, I got the debate with Ash, which is going to be she's going to be with Alex from Playing with Fire. And then she has a partner with me that's going to be on my side. Basically just red pill versus like what they talk about. And then on Friday, I have the evolution debate with a guy that's just I think he's an ortho bro. I don't know if he's an ortho bro or if he's just like a Catholic or just another kind of Christian, but we were going to talk about evolution. That's all I really talked to him about. That's all I really know that the subject was going to be. Shout out to the dog. What's up, bro? How's it going, JD? But yeah, I'm really excited about all that shit. Let me get back to this list. I'm excited to check out A Cult of Feminism, honestly. Unction. Okay, so next we have iconography and the veneration of saints. The use of icons and the veneration of saints is a distinctive practice in Orthodox Christianity. Critics sometimes question the theological basis for this practice, viewing it through the lens of idolatry or unnecessary intermediation between God and individuals. The role of the Virgin Mary, the veneration of the Virgin Mary, or Theotokos is more pronounced in Orthodox Christianity. So yeah, I definitely agree against the idolatry one. So I'm probably going to push back hard on that. Once again, going to be hard with my partner Lauren. She's going to be a good devil's advocate for me for a lot of this because she is actually, Catholic. So I'll make it really easy. What up, Top G? Dude, you're the Top G. I ain't the Top G. I'm a mid G right now. I'm trying to be a Top G. Have you ever read the Book of Mormon? I haven't, but I really like I really like the dumb the whole South Park episode about it. That's all. That's about as much as I know about the Book of Mormon. But I mean, that's all I need to know. I don't think there's anything more. What really intrigues me is Scientology. Scientology is a fucking crazy ass bitch. Honestly, I'm really intrigued by Scientology. I really want to look like heavily into all of it one day just to understand all of it more. Not to ever become it because they're definitely scam artists. I think Scientology is literally like them bringing the greatest like sales and marketing skills physically possible to a religion to get people in, but it's all sales. It's all to make as much profit as physically possible. Like all that religion cares about is making as much profit as physically possible. It's ran just like an extremely successful company. And then at the same time, it's Scientology, and they're using science as like a religious feat. They're using certain scientific things. Like you go in there and get weird scientific tests, and they're like, "Oh no, don't do this because it was what we did for most of history." Like they use very scientific reasons of why you do this, and it's just practical solution. Like think about anything, any problem in your life. You want to have a really good solution for it, and they're basically like, "We have the greatest solution for it, and we use science to do it." Almost the same as Michael Sartain in evolutionary psychology. No problem, sir. Just giving back so many of the books you suggested I read. Thank you. No, that's awesome. I'm happy that you've checked out a lot of them. I'm I'm really going heavy right now on marketing and sales books because of Michael Sartain and because of like Brandon Carter. I'm heavily reading a lot of their suggested books right now just to get as perfect at my sales and marketing as possible. That's all I've been kind of giving a fuck about because that's really the key to everything. You know, sales is your ability to talk and sell yourself, being able to listen to others and learn how to solve their problems and give them what they want. And then, you know, marketing is just you marketing yourself. And what's crazy about marketing is there's like 10 different aspects of it. And to master each one of those aspects isn't easy. Each one of them is very hard. And usually it's just better about learning who you can pay to or work with for each one of those aspects. But marketing is incredible. It's probably one of the dopest like subjects I've gotten into my entire life. The icon veneration of the saints. The role of the Virgin Mary. The veneration of the Virgin Mary or Theotokos is more pronounced in Orthodox Christianity than some other Christian traditions. Debates might focus on the extent of this veneration and its implication for theology and worship. Definitely will be pushing back on that 1,000%. I'm not big on that one. To me, it's just the same as worshiping the saints. Church governance and authority. This is one that I definitely kind of side with too. I don't think that the church has authority at all. I really don't believe that the church is just like because we say this and this is tradition, this is what Jesus wanted. It's bullshit. Like they really assume everything that Jesus wanted just because they said you're going to be right about this. Like basically because they say that they passed it on to the apostles that whatever the apostle said was true, but that's not how it works. Embark Relentless by Tim Glover is a good one. I actually have that on my list, JD. That's actually one of the ones on my wish list that's going to be coming up. So I will probably make that one of my next ones just because you said it. I'm really excited about that one. That's one of the ones that Brandon Carter suggests. Not your everyday Ashley. I have big news, Serge. What big news? What big news? Have you seen the Jonestown documentary on YouTube? Yes, I did. Or not the Jones. If you're talking about like the cult guy, then not really, or not the one on YouTube. Probably. I've just seen like a bunch of random ones. Big news. What's big news? Are you famous now? Please make me famous if you're famous now. If you just like randomly just became famous, help me out. We're rescheduling the debate from Thursday to a day next week to BD because Andrew Wilson is gonna be your debate partner and he's not available. Wait. Don't play. This better not be a joke. I'm serious. Like, don't be playing, please. That's not a funny joke if that's a playing joke. That's not funny if that's a joke, Ashley. Oh, no, it's true? For real? I'm excited then. He's on my team? I'm really excited then. I've always wanted to be on his team. You know that, right? This is dope. I don't have to go against him. This feels dope. I will. I will. I will. I love you. Thank you. This is dope. That is so dope. No, I love you. I appreciate that. That's going to be really fun, honestly. What's crazy was I thought that Andrew was going to, we have to that's why you're saying reschedule because Thursday he's going to be in Vegas, right? Rolo was talking about how he was supposed to be going to Vegas, so is that why we're gonna reschedule? I asked him if he had any suggestions, and he offered to pair with you. Andrew, me and Andrew. Oh, he likes me. I knew he liked me. See that, guys? I hope one day also Michael Sartain wants to pair with me in a debate. If Michael ever was like, "Hey Sergio, will you do this debate with me?" I would fucking, oh my god. Y'all don't even understand how that would feel. Like I would feel so crazy because everybody, like, y'all should check out the book. I just finished the book. We just did it for our book club last week, guys. Shout out to Vale and the group and the Brotherhood. We did our book. That was a um BPD's book, Choose Your Enemies Wisely. Fucking amazing book. And yeah, Michael and Andrew are my two biggest enemies that I look up to. So shout out to them, man. That's so dope, Ashley. I really appreciate you. I'm super excited about this. He's got family stuff going on. I said, fuck it, I'll reschedule. And he agreed. Fuck yeah. It's okay. I got somebody else for Thursday that I'm probably going to debate anyways. I've been messaging so many people this week to be able to get y'all set up with like content. Like, I really don't want to do these streams and them just be boring. So I'm definitely like, I'm trying to line shit up. Like I said, we might have Toby on tomorrow, and I'll definitely actually get Eric on maybe Thursday instead of do a fucking show since y'all miss Eric. The next 5 moves is a good one. Also, the next 5 moves. I don't think that one's on my list. I'm about to add it right now, JD, if so. The next 5 moves. Who's that by, though? But yeah, actually, speaking of books, please check out our book club, guys. Next Saturday, we will be meeting, and it's on Atomic Habits. So please read Atomic Habits right now and come to our book club next Saturday. It's going to be in Vale Space. If y'all just add me on Twitter, you'll be able to click the space on Saturday at 7. I think we do it around 7 or 8. And that's going to be dope. We're going to go over Atomic Habits, which is by far one of my favorite books of all time. So that's like, everybody should check that one out. Finish the book right now so then you can put your input. And guys, if y'all do this, I'm going to be uploading those book club meetings. I'm going to be uploading those to the podcast on like the audio podcast, because I don't really be uploading like audio podcasts anymore for Apple and Spotify and all that shit. But the book club meetings are what I'm going to stay uploading. So you can be a part of that. Your voice can be in that if you read the books and join our book club. Okay, yeah, I'm super excited, Ash. That's gonna be dope. Yeah, we're gonna whoop. No, we're not gonna whoop you because he's gonna have to try to backpack me, and I bet I'm gonna say something bad that's gonna make him look. I don't know, man. It just depends. Like, I know Alex has stepped his game up a fuck ton. He's watched so many debates. I've been watching him lately. I'm not excited about going against Alex. As soon as you said that Alex was gonna be on your team, I immediately was like, fuck. Honestly, because I know he's gonna do really good. Honestly, what is your favorite movie genre? Man, definitely just realistic war movies, like Pearl Harbor. Big fan of Pearl Harbor. Big fan of any of the World War II movies, all of the World War II stuff. I was one of those big dorky kids when I was like 10, 11, 12 years old that loved war stuff just so much. Troy, I love the movie Troy. Gladiator, any of those type of movies are going to be the best to me for sure. I definitely like all these movies that are true, anything true story. Like the Facebook movie, fucking so good. Like, I was gonna ask y'all too, like, what movie do y'all want to watch tonight? If you're gonna be able to stay to do the movie around 8 Central till 10 Central tonight, let me know what movie y'all want to do, because I'm gonna have to buy it on Amazon for us to be able to watch it tonight. So please let me know what y'all want to watch. Um, I really, I love everything though. Like, I'm one of the people where I just like any of the old movies. BPD, yeah, dude, that's the book that I'm talking about. It was so good. It like Choose Your Enemies Wisely. You should see Hacksaw Ridge. I just watched Hacksaw Ridge with my girl literally like a week ago or 2 weeks ago. She wanted to watch it though. I'd already seen it before, and I guess she hadn't seen it, so we watched it, and it was yeah, it was actually better the second time around. I remember I felt corny the first time I watched it, and still kind of corny the second time, and that's fine. It doesn't need to fucking not be corny. Let's get back over here to business. Let's get back to business. Church governance and authority. Like I said, I do not agree with the church governance and authority at all. That's something I'm definitely really against. I just don't think that they have the above all authority. I think Jesus is the highest authority. Like, if we're going to talk about what is the highest authority, it's the word of what Jesus said. And don't get me wrong, I think that the Bible is the word of God, but I think they use that to say it's infallible, and I think that's bullshit. I really truly think that, because humans are so fallible, humans are so flawed, and I'm never going to sit there and just say that just because of the Holy Spirit they're fucking perfect. I'm going to take everything with a grain of salt. And it's just, I mean, it's not like saying that it's all fucked up. I can say that 95, 99% of it is good, or perfect. So the next 5 moves by BPD. Oh, the next 5 moves by BPD. Then yes, I definitely need to check that one. Sergio, you are reaching the masses. Miss Ashes from Playing with Fire. Big channel. Congrats, sir. Yeah, Live Love. No, so Live Love, this is crazy. So Ash has become a good friend of mine because we met through Twitter. Like, super small world. Like, on Twitter Spaces, we've just been debating, like, in the MRAs, like the men's rights activist area, kind of. And she just happened to kind of just be in the same area as me. Like, it was really crazy. Like, I can't believe that I actually met her, and like she was into all the same stuff and all the same spaces as me, when it came to YouTube. So yeah, it's really crazy how lucky that all ended up working out. Ash is cool as fuck. We've been really cool lately. What was next? The church governance and authority. I don't know. We already did that. Salvation and theosis. Salvation and theosis. Orthodox Christianity has a unique perspective on salvation, emphasizing theosis, deification, or becoming partakers of the divine nature. The nuances of this belief and its implications for Christian life and practice can be explored and castrated with other views on salvation and sanctification. That's interesting, actually. Theosis, defy, or becoming parakers of the divine nature. I've never heard of this. Let's Google it, guys. DEF sounds like pooping, defecation. It sounds. That's crazy. Meaning, the action of making someone or something into a god. I'll see this. Sorry, guys. The action of making someone or something into a god. The temple was built to celebrate the I'm sure I'm saying it wrong. It's deification, I'm guessing. The temple was built to celebrate the deification of Julius Caesar, the pagan deification of the natural world. I'm confused. Christian has a unique perspective on salvation, emphasizing theosis, deification, or becoming a partaker of the divine nature. Then the nuances of this belief and its implication of Christian life practice can be explored and contrasted with other views on salvation and sanctification. I'm very curious about this one. I don't even know how to ask a question about this. Salvation and theosis. I'm just going to have to ask what their view is on salvation. 5-6. There are so many different religions. How do you know which one is the correct one? You really can't. And that's basically my entire, like, as fucked up as that being a stance. I don't know if I can make that my stance. That's what I'm going to talk to Lauren about is, I mean, can your stance be that broad? Obviously you can do that because there's people that are atheists that, or people that are agnostic, So, yeah, I'm guessing you can have a pretty broad stance where you don't believe any of them that much, or you don't believe one of them, too much specifically. I really just try to stay Protestant. Like, I really believe in just being Protestant. And I don't know if like Protestantism has an exact fucking theory. I mean, it does actually, because it's probably based off exactly what Martin Luther wanted from the church. So actually, let's just look that up. Martin Luther Reformation. Let's go to the Wikipedia. Start of the Reformation. This is going. There has to be like a list. I thought there was just a fucking like list of things he wanted. I guess I'd. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to get just an overview really quick. Huh. Hold on, let me make sure I'm not getting any messages from Lauren. Oh, she made it. I'm about to join.
Probably that much. Actually, I fucking hate it. Just, I think LA is more so just like culturally. Like,
Yeah, I just didn't like LA just from friends that live there, how like pretty much like everyone's there. Like it's hard to find genuine people there because everyone
that is true.
everyone that moves there is trying to climb up the social ladder. So it's just like,
Yeah, San Diego is more down to earth. What's up, Sergio? Sorry, I was dealing with the atmospheric river issue here, so like the Wi-Fi was getting all goofy, but now it's good.
You're good. What's up? How are y'all?
Just chilling.
Does my mic
Pretty
sound
good, bro.
okay? Somebody was complaining about it earlier. Does it sound okay?
No, you
Yeah,
sound
dude,
good.
sounds good, man.
Okay. No, Lauren, I was talking to ChatGPT earlier, and I was getting us some different things to go over just based off of it helping me.
Yeah.
But the big thing is that like, what are the things that Catholics don't agree with Orthodoxy on?
So it's not so much about. It's more so what don't the Orthodoxy agree, what they don't agree on as it pertains to what Catholics do.
Because it's like they agree with everything that y'all basically do, and then they just disagree.
No, they
on
don't. So
Okay.
the thing is, so I think the one area to kind of like start off in is the pillars of, when I say like the pillars of faith, for instance, like Catholics say that the three pillars of faith is, sacred scripture, sacred tradition, and then the magistrate, which means like we will base our practices and beliefs off of the scripture, off of tradition. And one example of tradition happens to be, for instance, the Immaculate Conception, right? Because like everybody completely shits on Catholics for the Immaculate Conception because they're like, well, that's not in the scripture. Yeah. It's like, well, that's a pillar of, that's considered sacred tradition. And then the magistrate happens to be the authorities in the Vatican. So unlike Catholicism, there are other Christian denominations, not Catholic, Christian denominations. They have a pillar of faith which is called sola scriptura, which is just strictly the scripture. So everything is just abide by from the Bible. That's it. So that's where you find a lot of the deviations in practice, and why a lot of not even conflict, but a lot of disagreements occur. Because if you just solely abide by scripture, then anything that's outside of it is considered irrelevant. But that's not how Catholics think.
My biggest thing is if he doesn't believe in evolution, what other things are there? Is there just creationism and that's it?
Pretty much, yeah. So now one thing I need to be, I know, because he personally doesn't believe in evolution. So that's been established. If there's anybody else who is not Catholic that does believe in evolution, that's still possible. So just throwing that out there, it's just kind of determining if somebody believes in it or not. But because there are some Protestants that do. Now, if he doesn't believe in it, which he's already, that's already been confirmed, the best option is obviously not to change his mind, but because that's just not possible. It's to get him to, at the very, like at best, to get him to understand why you do believe in it. And that has to be a combination of both, I guess what you call like scientific, scientific processes and religious, because there's an argument to be made where both can work together.
Yeah. But yeah, I just have to be as nuanced as possible and as much data as possible, kind of.
Pretty much. Well, and also too, it's more so not even just nuance. Yeah, you have to be nuanced when you talk about, like, we'll call it the secular side of the argument, but there is also like a religious component too, which
That's very simple. Yeah.
right, and that's something that even like down like to like the magistrate in the Catholic Church, that they've talked about in great detail.
So I don't know if you were just watching my stream before, but Ashley was like commenting in my thing, and she brought up I'm not going to debate her on Thursday because she just got done talking with Andrew, and we're actually gonna do the debate next week, but Andrew's gonna be my partner in the debate.
Okay.
Isn't that crazy?
That is great. Wait, what are you guys debating specifically?
I think it's what was the topic? It's what we were talking about in the chat. What were we arguing over?
I've not been in the chat at all today.
Dude, I'm so mad right now. Like, what was it? Ashley, if you're in the chat, please type it in. Fuck, what was it? We're arguing over, I think it's promiscuity being different for men and women. But what's crazy is he beat me in my debate with him over that. Like, he actually like made me look stupid in that part because I didn't have anything to prove it. And then like after the debate, I went and fucking looked up a bunch of shit to try to prove that sex is different between the sexes, and body count was different and stuff. And so I don't know if he's gonna argue that on my side, because I don't know. He's
Well, you know
weird.
what? See, here's in general, just not even, sorry to cut you off, but like in general, how I would like to go about it in the future with any sort of debate is, we want to be able to not only obviously hold up our own side, but be able to argue the opposite.
Yeah,
That's like the best position. Yeah, to steel man it. 'Cause that's the best position you could possibly be in. Because then that way we're not being thrown off.
Yeah, not confused. And that's what I'm trying to do right now. I'm trying to just understand their worldview as much as possible right now. Like, that's why I'm asking you too, because I don't even understand the worldview of somebody who's a creationist or even some of the Catholicism things that overlap with Orthodoxy. I don't understand like the stance behind, or like the why behind any of it.
So when it comes to the Catholic Church, the best place to look when it comes to specific topics that are not found in Protestantism or any of the denominations that would technically fall underneath it, or hell, any denomination that's not Catholic, the Catechism holds all of that information. You just Google like the Catechism evolution, the Catechism Immaculate Conception, et cetera, because the Catechism, for instance, it states that any believer can accept either like the literal or special creation within the period of like that 6-day 24-hour period, which is what creationists do believe in. And they say, or you can accept the belief that the earth evolved over time under the guidance of God. So like Catholics are a lot more lenient as far as like what you can decide.
That's the one that I lean towards, is that basically like evolution has happened under like a guidance of God, in my opinion.
Right.
That's the way that I've kind of seen it.
So when we're arguing against creationists, it's not that in Catholicism technically they don't believe in Adam and Eve. No, they do. It's like, but they believe all the same thing that the creationists would believe in but also, like I said, with like the like theistic like evolution or evolutionary theism under the guidance of God. So it's just almost all encompassing. So that's why I find it a little strange whenever people get upset and start complaining about the evolutionary side of it, because like Catholics by no means are taking that away, like from what, for instance, like Andrew's believing in.
So like, what about are we able to bring up dinosaurs as like something that makes them look stupid? Like, so where do the dinosaurs come from? Like, is that a good point, or is it not even a good point of contention?
Well, yeah, we'd have to just be like very specific on certain sources. So I'm trying to pull something up real quick because I do have some specific things on there that I can send you. Because I know that there isn't anything about like there's no like official teaching, for instance, about
Oh yeah, and I need to
dinosaurs.
find out if he's a young Earth, old Earth, or intelligent design believer.
Because one thing to consider too is like a lot of the theories, for instance, like the Big Bang theory or like even like modern genetics, a lot of those theories have been developed like and credited by like the influence of Catholic priests. So that's a good place to start too.
Yeah.
Like I said, I don't think that there's any there's no official opinion about when it comes to dinosaurs specifically. But as far as, like I said, certain scientific theories around evolution, it's always good to even to look at who like the father of that theory is, because you're very likely that they have been influenced or like worked next to or even have personally been a Catholic priest or like or one of the what do you call it? Jesus.
I was in a spaces and I was in one of those crazy conspiracy theory spaces, and there was this chick going crazy talking about how like Charles Darwin like married his cousin and like fucked his cousin, and Einstein fucking fucked his cousin and married cousin. I don't know, bunch of crazy shit, like just going crazy. And like, was that true about Darwin? Did Darwin fuck his cousin and like marry his cousin?
I don't know about Darwin, but I know that Einstein did. Like he
yeah.
like married like a distant cousin, or he was like I don't know if he married. Oh crap! Hold on, my fucking headphones picked up my mic. Can you still hear me?
Lauren, real quick. So I actually have a question about that too, like the whole Charles Darwinism or the evolution talk. A lot of the times they say that there's no proof of evolution; they're just adapting. Like species are just adapting; they're not evolving.
Well, I mean that's discussed in the theory of evolution. It's like when you start to adapt, then you eventually evolve. Like in order to adapt, you often have to evolve. In either way, shape, or form. So, yeah, it's kind of silly. And like the one thing too is to be careful when you're arguing with somebody who are like such and such is not real. They're going to bring up a theory to counter why they don't think something is real, and it's like, well, then that's kind of contradictory, because at the end of the day, evolution is a scientific theory.
Yeah.
Whatever you're countering it with is a theory, and theories, it's just they're not based in they're based in obviously it's like testing and probabilities, and there is evidence, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it is 100% true. It's just the most likely, because in order for theories to even have any sort of place in the scientific community, they have to be able to be repeatedly tested, and they have to be open-ended where they're allowed to shift positions. That's the beauty of science, is that you can constantly work on it and build upon it.
Yeah, and see, and that's why I don't understand how you can be a creationist, is because like I already know there's multiple ways that we have to prove that time goes back, or that things are as old as we say they are, 100,000 or 300. Like you have to show that with multiple different methods. You can't just say, oh, carbon dating, boom, done, bitch, we win.
Exactly. Exactly. A lot of it is both done with scientific methods and processes, but there's outside of the Bible, there are other, I'm telling you stuff you guys already know, but outside of the Bible, there are documentation and writings from plenty of other sources that just, that are like accounting for certain historical events, or certain, I guess, even, hell, when talking about when they're talking about building certain structures and making certain tools, there's certain blueprints there, for lack of a better word. So it's pulling from a bunch of different sources in order to come up with this theory as to why this may have been possible. So yeah, it's not just simply one thing.
I'm just so curious what it like I'm trying to play devil's advocate, and just figure out what is the proof of creationism. Like, what is the proof that the Earth is 6,000 years old, 10,000 years old, like 20, like whatever they believe?
It's
Where's the
almost
proof of that?
blasphemous to think outside of it. Is pretty much what it is.
He
I'm
has
not
to
saying this
have
is what
proof,
Andrew
though.
said.
Like, there's no way, like, anybody who's all factual and so smart and so logical can just believe that it's,
You
with
think, right?
nothing.
That's
No,
the
I'm
tough
serious.
part.
Like that's really what they think.
Yeah, there are people who are creationists who believe that is how the Earth started.
So this is where we need to start digging deep into what was the three different things again. New.
So I said, like, making sure when, like, depending on, like I said, depending on the
Younger.
denomination of the person that you're arguing against, looking at their pillars of faith. So it's like, where are they grabbing their faith from as far as, their practices and their beliefs? And like I said, the Catholic Church has three, like scripture, tradition, and the magistrate. And again, I'm using a blanket term because you see this a lot in Protestantism, because especially during the Protestant Reform, they're like, no, we're abiding solely by scripture. Because if you learn about the history of it, they felt, like the Catholic Church, and I'm not saying like, oh, they felt, it's been shown that the Catholic Church has kind of overstepped and like used their authority, and not so, in not so Christian-like ways. So they're like, no, we're going to abide by the scripture. And there's also different canons that are out there too. So again, it's some deep digging that, like, I've already done. So if you want to go over.
Yeah, I'm gonna be going over a lot, but like, it says the Orthodoxy Church points to a divine origin of the cosmos and professes a Trinitarian doctrine of creation. I've never even heard of the Trinitarian doctrine of creation.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So it's not like where most of them believe in young Earth creationism or like the other one, if you're Orthodoxy.
We'd have to look into that a little deeper because
That's what
I
I'm
haven't
trying
read
to
that.
find right now, basically.
Yeah, but that's
like,
where you start. Just kind of like you said, like when we were like showing our work, doing our homework. That's one place to start.
Creations. Some churches, such as Roman Catholic Church and the Eastern Orthodox churches, accede to the possibility of theistic evolution, which is what you also believe, correct?
Correct, yes.
Though some individual church members support young Earth creationism and do so without those churches' explicit condemnation. I guess but I know he definitely doesn't believe in evolution, so I guess it has to be one of these three different creationisms.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And like I said, the best thing that you're going to be able to get out of it.
I'm going to ask him when I do the debate with him.
Yeah. At most is for him to be like, okay, I can see where you're coming from. Now, another issue with that is, now in your case, and I always say this too, it's when I'm trying to define like, oh, what denomination does somebody come from? It's not just to fucking pigeonhole them, but it's still important because, as I said, like a lot of their backing stems from something that's specific to that denomination. Now, in like your case, like you're not Catholic, you said, but
Yeah.
Well, that's why I was mentioning it's important to know that other denominations, like, they don't always just abide by the sola scriptura. Now, in my case, I am Catholic, so somebody's probably going to argue against me about other areas, even though it's kind of a little bit about like whataboutism, but they're going to try and break down just other areas of
your worldview,
like canon and then the catechism, to be like, well, here's another reason why like it doesn't seem to be like valid. So it can grow legs, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But
when it comes to the scriptura, like, what I don't understand is if they believe that, why do they go as far as doing all the traditions and the rituals so much? Because the scripture doesn't exactly say to do all that over and over and over.
Oh, Catholics?
Again. No, for even Orthodoxy. Well, both of y'all.
Oh, so for us, like, so here's one example of like what's obviously not in the Bible that's been heavily argued is like the Immaculate Conception. They're like, why is that? Like, why would you believe that that is not at all? It's not specified in the Bible. Therefore, it's bullshit. It's like, well, that stemmed from sacred tradition, And essentially anything sacred tradition is considered what has been practiced before the Bible was written. And then they do obviously point to other documentation and just like, stories of like word of mouth. And that has to pretty much be given the okay and co-signed by the magistrate. You can't just make up a tradition. You can't just be like, you know what, we all decided to like smoke weed. Like that was a Catholic tradition. Like boom.
But what's the big deal about Immaculate Conception anyways? I don't get it. Like what is such a big deal about Mary being perfect, or not born of or having free of original sin?
Well, I don't think it's a big deal at all. Others for some reason do. I'm not sure why. They say that because it pretty much means that Mary of all people, she was given, like she was freed of original sin. And it's like, so God went ahead. It's like if God can free her of original sin personally, why did it kind of debunks, or I guess it contradicts the whole reason for Jesus's being like existence. It's like if God himself could free her of original sin, then why the hell did we need Jesus to do that for us? So that's where people get really upset. Now, they misunderstand the concept of what the Immaculate Conception is. So what it is, it wasn't that Mary was it wasn't that this happened when Jesus was conceived. Everyone thinks that like, oh, it's like she just didn't have sex and like that was the Immaculate Conception.
Yeah.
The Immaculate Conception is when Mary was conceived by her parents, and so she was blessed. It wasn't that God went ahead and said that, oh, okay, she has no propensity to sin ever, like she's fully protected. It's that she was blessed without original sin, so then she was less likely to go down that road, because the idea is that she still could have made bad decisions. She still could have gone down and led a sinful life. He was just looking at based of how like her family's upbringing was and how they practiced, and he kind of chose her as to be that vessel. And he would have to choose a woman in that instance because that's how children are born. So it wasn't, and because people argue this too also when it comes to like the feminism and crap like that. Like people have a very wild misunderstanding of the premise of like the Immaculate Conception and what that
I
truly
just want
meant.
to know where they get all of that evidence from for that. Like
this was
all Holy
because
Spirit
it was
stuff?
through word of mouth at the time. This was before, this was considered sacred tradition. Like for instance, even going to church on Sundays, like that's not in the Bible, but that's also part of sacred tradition.
I thought Sunday
like I said,
was talked about a lot as the day of worship.
What's up?
I thought Sundays were talked about a lot to be the day of worship.
No.
Not at all. Oh my
Mm-mm.
God. This is all just.
They technically it would be because the Sabbath, because they say like keep holy the Sabbath day. Now, of course, in the Old Testament, the Sabbath day, you have to point to Judaism, right? That's a Saturday.
Right? Yeah.
So they say, well, it's been changed to Sunday because when the Roman Empire took over, like the Emperor like Augustine, he went ahead and changed it to Sunday. And so that's another reason too why they always say that like Catholics, they're pagan, they're strictly pagan religion because they take from X, Y, and Z. Again, we're going down different topics here, but
so we're supposed to always just take just one day off a week, but they never said just Sunday.
Well, not in scripture.
See,
the scripture didn't say that. However, it is said outside of it.
I thought scripture said you're supposed to have one day of rest a week.
Yeah, but they said like the Sabbath day. They don't say it's a Sunday.
And the Sabbath day is defined as what? What is, and that's always supposed to be Saturdays?
Well, the Sabbath day was considered because like that's what it's called in Judaism. It's the Sabbath. And their Sabbath is on a Saturday because we're talking like Old Testament, right? Like when it said keep holy the Sabbath day.
Yeah.
When Moses came down from Mount Sinai with the tablets, it's like keep holy the Sabbath day. That's in reference to Jewish custom.
Jesus. I'm gonna say
and I'm not saying that as in like, oh, that's reference to Jewish custom, therefore it's bullshit. No, I'm just saying for its time and when it was written at its time, like that's what Sabbath is referencing. Now it's still part of Christian tradition, like you have a Sabbath day, which we, consider to be Sunday.
So I guess so. Yeah, I just looked it up. So the way I see it is that we should have a Sabbath day, but I guess which day of the week isn't really told to, like, you can kind of choose which day you want.
Yeah, it's in my opinion, it's it's an argument that's not worth having. You know, like to be like, oh, it's Saturday or Sunday. It's like, relax, it's okay. Like, you have one day of rest. Well, and then again, they tie that to the creationist story, right? But still, it's like when we talk about, like, a Sabbath is actually, I believe Sabbath is the word Saturday in Hebrew, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter. Like, in my opinion, I
Yeah, who
personally don't
cares?
think.
Saturday and Sunday, it's either one, bro. Just give me one of those
Right.
days off. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't give a fuck which one.
Right.
Shit, I don't take days
Exactly.
off anyways, usually. ChatGPT is telling me that I need to be debating the topic of the evidence for evolution is the fossil record, genetic evidence, observational evidence.
Hold on one second. I'm
That's it for
going to
just
set you
those
guys
three.
down for a sec so I can find my phone charger.
You're good.
I haven't been bringing anybody else up to speak, by the way, just because I figured you and I were just going to do this for a little bit while we're
Yeah, that would be nice. Sorry,
doing some
guys.
prep.
Vols and Andro, I'm streaming this right now to YouTube, and me and Lauren need to go over some stuff to kind of just decide what we're even going to call people out on when we do so. That's what I've found with all these debates too, is like, you need to, if you even tell somebody, hey, I want to talk to you about this, or I want to do that,
Okay.
just make sure you
You
got
still
a really
there?
good topic. Yeah, I got you. Can you hear me?
I can't hear you very well.
Can you hear me now?
Oh.
Hello, 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 hello. You there, Lauren? You there, Lauren? She must be like in headphones, doing the car jack, swapping it around. Address common misconceptions, just the theory. Clarify the scientific definition of a theory as a comprehensive explanation supported by evidence. Misinterpretation of the fossil record, explaining gaps in the fossil record due to rare conditions required for fossilizations, not as evidence against evolution. That's a good one. I'm sure he's going to push back on that. Complexity does not imply design. Use examples like the evolution of the eye to explain how complex structures can evolve through natural selection. Nice. Good points. You there, Lauren? Discuss the limitations of science. Yeah, so I'm basically just steel manning and just explaining why science is so dope. Oh, Lauren, I lost you. We lost her. Yeah. You there, Lauren?
Thought I lost you there.
Yeah, I'm back. I don't know what's
Okay.
going on.
Me neither. That's why I was thinking I wasn't sure if Discord would be better just because spaces can get so wonky.
My girl just brought me dinner, so I'm like,
Do you want to pick it up when you're done?
nah, we can talk. I'm
Okay.
I'm a fast eater. But no, what I was just kind of reading through what this thing was telling me some really good points of, like, I don't know how to beat it. And basically it's telling me exactly like how to present our side basically for the evolution stuff. Bring up the fossil record, genetic evidence, observational evidence, and then address common misconceptions. Obviously, they're going to say those are all just a theory. Got to clarify that scientific definition of theory as a comprehensive explanation is supported by evidence. Obviously, misinterpretation of the fossil record. Got to explain the gaps in the fossil record due to rare conditions required for fossilization. So it's not as an evidence against evolution. Complexity does not imply design. Got to use examples like the evolution of the eye to explain how complex structures can evolve through natural selection. That's a really good point.
Yeah, one thing that evolution does that's another area, like a point of contention where it does contradict, is that evolution contradicts humans as like the final creation, which that's another hang up as well. So it's important to maybe see how we can usher that along.
Yeah.
So that's my cat. Sorry, guys.
Oh, that was one of my cats. That was funny.
Hi, Simon.
He's so loud.
He is really fucking loud. Someone just asked why we're debating evolution, because it's not my choice. There's somebody that we were thinking of debating who is for the creationism and not evolution. So we figured we would go into that in a little more detail to answer their question.
And we're or I'm on the evolutionary psychology side, so I kind of probably should learn, the stances behind evolution if I'm going to argue for evolutionary psychology.
Yeah, and it's also, as much as we're going to go into just the scientific evidence, it's also it's a debate that's more philosophical than anything. So you have to also take into consideration just the philosophical approach to it.
That's where I need your help, honestly.
Yeah.
I don't understand any of the philosophical side of it, and
Sure.
as a Catholic, you basically know almost all of it. It sounds like.
Well, not even just as a Catholic, but as somebody who just reads way too much. So yeah, because the philosophy does have a significant part to play, and essentially just how we would have again how we would develop the scientific understanding. It's still, like I said, there's the other side of it too, where you have to talk about just the scientific processes, because both only have so much elasticity, as far as the roles that it plays within the argument.
I just hit my fork on my microphone and just my food just
Oh.
fell all over me.
It's okay.
In the comments, what I thought we just got a comment from.
There was a call. 1
I
second.
saw it pop up on my phone. I'm trying to pull it up on my computer. Oh, I think he DM'd me. No, he did not DM me. Oh, yes, he did. Hey, Sergio, you might also want to ask about Satanism, human sacrifice versus Christian human sacrifice of Jesus, and how they are identical. Human sacrifices versus Christian human sacrifices of Jesus and how they are identical. That
Sounds like a separate issue.
Yeah, I don't know if that would go together.
No, it wouldn't. I think they're talking about just debating in religion, maybe, but just as far as it pertains specifically to
It might not be the own that you think it is.
Yeah.
Just because, yeah, it's not like Satanists, I think, probably talk about having sacrifices all the time, but we're not sitting here. I mean, unless he's trying to say the stance of whenever they do the whole ritual, the blood, Jesus dying, the whole the Last Supper type rituals and stuff, the drinking of the blood and eating of the bread, eating of the body. I guess maybe he's talking about in that sense.
I'm not sure. To me, just if I can narrow down though, just kind of make it more the philosophical debate is not so much just evolution over creationism. I would say that it's more so over creator versus naturalism, because the thing with the creationists, no offense to them, but I think they know that they can't win the scientific debate. And if they don't think, and even if let's say they don't know that though, once again, we start getting into the realm where we're looking at, they're trying to frame evolution in the world, as a worldview or as a belief system, which is in my opinion, that's kind of a disingenuous rhetorical move. So that's where we have to start
in faith.
Right. Because science will disprove for the most part, or it'll carry a lot of evidence that, like you said, about the age of the earth, rapid speciation, or just these artificial boundaries, so to speak. So it's the whole point of the scientific method is to remove the bias that comes from the worldview or religion from of the scientists. So that's why I say, like, we have to look, like, another part of just like being able to focus on is more so the philosophical like debate over the creator versus naturalism.
I just realized it's kind of weird whenever the religious people just use science just when it favors them, but when it's like in our favor, it's just like, oh no, that's wrong.
Because at the end of the day, it's like, I mean, at least from my point of view, it's like I'm like trying to undercut somebody's, at least when it comes to like religious beliefs, is like it's
Good luck.
it's yeah, I like it's kind of a fool's errand, because the whole point is like you know, we underestimate, not you and I, but most people, like, they kind of underestimate just like how deep those beliefs run. So
What
it's
I don't
like I
understand
said,
is like he thinks some things are sexually dimorphic. Like he agrees that there's some things that are sexually dimorphic. So I kind of want to figure out what are the things that he thinks are dimorphic and what does he think the things that he thinks aren't dimorphic.
so if it's like, then it's like if he's making a like a if he's making a debate, and again, I know it's like kind of like a separate issue, but you know, like he's lending himself to biology, you know, like any sort of natural sciences. It's like, well, wait a second, like you said, like why is
That's
that okay
hypocritical,
here?
kind of. Yeah.
But why is it not okay there? Which, once again, we have to be very careful that we're not using, you know, like we don't jump into a bunch of logical fallacies. So like we have to ourselves just be prepared, you know, in order to, you know, either segue productively into that, you know, if it were to come up, or like I said, keep it on a more philosophical debate of like creator versus like naturalism. Because we don't want to do the whataboutism. It's like, well, I don't believe in evolution. It's like, well, what about this? You believe, you know, science or, you know, biology plays a role here.
Yeah, it might be a good own for like the WWE match, but it's not as
Right.
logically awesome as we think.
As far as the debate goes, because then we'll get
He'll just
into like
use it back
we'll
against
get
us.
into an epistemic, like, you know, an epistemic like freaking like pile of garbage at the end of the day. And then we just keep going back and back and back, trying to peel back all of these layers, where it boils down to essentially things that like we as people just simply cannot know for a fact. Once you get into belief, it's a little different.
This guy asked me, where did all these other religions come from? What do you think, Lauren? Where do all these religions come from?
All these other religions.
Other
There's
than Christianity.
I mean, Christianity's clearly stemmed from Judaism. Talking about like the Abrahamic religions came from there, because I mean the Old Testament, you know, is in large part holds a lot of the old, you know, the old Torah in there. Even before that, because I mean the oldest religion, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, I think it's Hinduism. But just like on record, I don't know. Where these religions stem from, again, that's a loaded, not a loaded, that's a big question. You know, it could play a huge part into like, you know, certain cultural behaviors. It could play a huge part into geography. You know, for instance, when you talk about like Greek mythology, you know, a lot of the Greek gods can be attributed to literal aspects of like the landscape. You know, like Zeus is on the mountaintop, right?
Yeah.
Talking about like gods of like, you know, gods of like, you know, the rivers and the water and like the storms, you name it. So there's a lot of different players into that.
There was a chart that I saw a long time ago that like showed the breakdown of where all religions kind of came from, because you know they always branch off from each other. And like it all started with animalism or something like that, I think it was called. But very interesting, like very first one.
It definitely is.
What am I eating tonight? 5-6. I'm eating pork chops, mashed potatoes, corn, and broccoli. The good old American, you know, dinner. Satanism scares the crap out of me. No thanks. Yes, it does. Satanism's not okay.
I think Satanism and I'm not saying this no, I mean, maybe it is kind of in defense of, it's going to sound like it. That's another thing too. I think it is kind of wildly misunderstood. I'm not saying like, oh, let's understand it and accept it. But I think when we do talk about Satanism, I think a lot of people just pull directly from the first part of the word, you know, Satan. And of course, when it comes to, you know, our religious beliefs, it's like, no, that's not something you want to be willing to entertain.
Yeah. I think when it comes to any of like the Satanism or Luciferianism and stuff like that, it's like typical. Everybody thinks like hell bad, devil bad, like all this, like those things are like, super negative. And like, don't get me wrong, like I see it as like dark and light, and they're just like darkness.
Mm-hmm.
But I just see it as like there's people that I don't know that like that side of it, and it's just like women that are like into witchcraft and shit like that. Like, I mean, it's not that. It's just like they're the opposite. They hate religion. Like they want to do the opposite thing. Like they like to bask in that darkness, and that's fine. It's just darkness. It's not nothing bad. I see it as free will. Like I see like everything that like is in those things as like living within your free will. And yeah, everybody has the choice to either live fully in their free will, or they can live fully in their religion, which I think is a deterministic value of what God wants you to do. You're living
Right.
in like His determinism.
I know.
Yo, so you guys are going to be debating creationists together, right?
Yes.
But like, are you debating like professional creationists or like the dumber ones, or what kind of level are you talking?
Sergio, you answer that because I'm not sure exactly what you would consider him to be. I guess we'll just say either or. It could be either or. We'll call it that.
I'm gonna debate a guy on Evolution on Friday who's just a normie dude from Twitter. So he's gonna be like a little practice round for me. And yeah, I don't know how smart he is. I think he's kind of stupid. We'll see.
Yeah, because whether you're religious or not, God exists or not, that kind of stuff. I mean, it's been quote settled science for like over 100 years. Yeah, like one of the talking points that creationists tend to bring up will be something like this, right? Like they'll say, well, Sergio, you're making claims about stuff that supposedly happened, millions of years ago, but you weren't there to see it. So how do you know? I mean,
right. That's what I was saying. It's like they get into like this like rhetorical like straw man sort of argument, and it's disingenuous in my opinion.
But how do you respond to that?
Well,
like, okay, let's say I'm a creationist, right?
Yeah. We have multiple ways to prove it. It's not just one. It's not like just carbon dating. It's like multiple fossil sources. Like especially when it comes to fossils, it's not like we have one T-Rex fossil. We got a bunch, and that's how we're able to make these type of claims. Is because it's not like anything that can be repeated and tested over and over again. I'm gonna trust that more than something that's just like, well, this is what I believe.
No, but how can you repeat like events from millions of years ago, man? Like 66 million years ago. Or more, when T-Rexes were
around. Wait, say that again. What'd you say?
Like, how do you repeat like experiments when it comes to events that happened, millions of years ago?
Well, you don't have to repeat experiments. Give me something specific. Like, are you talking about like letting like when something was specifically like when there was an ocean somewhere and like now it's just a desert type shit? Like,
yeah, you weren't there, man. You weren't there. How do you know?
Okay,
how do you know there was an ocean there?
Because they'll test it with carbon dating. Because they'll test it with carbon dating for one thing, and then they'll do like the wood test. There's like another way where they test wood. Like they'll find what's it called? Not carbonated wood. What's it called? Petrified wood, and then they can test petrified wood to see how it is. There is what was the next one? Genetic evidence. Highlight the genetic similarities between different species, which suggest common ancestry.
Or it could be common designer, right? It's made by the same creator. That's why they're similar genetically and morphologically.
That's just, but like, aren't they having the burden of proof by having to prove that? Like, the burden of proof is on them, not me.
Yeah, if they make claims, they have the burden of proof, right? But it's like a common creationist challenge, right? Because evolutionists will talk about like homology, and the creationist is going to say something like, well, how do you know that's explained by common ancestry instead of like common designer, right? Like the reason that a fucking Ford and a bike, they have wheels that are circular, similar shapes, because they were both made by humans, that kind of stuff.
That sounds like a horrible argument.
Well, no, that comes into that plays a role into like, again, like the theistic evolutionary, like response is that like with like God for instance, if you wanted to play a role, like God has like assisted in that, is essentially what it is. That's like why, that's like how that's, you know, accepted.
Okay, so
why they
yeah,
have
that's
to
how
have
I
it.
would, yeah, and that's how I would believe it too. Like that's it. Like it's the just like how there's the invisible hand of the marketplace. I think there's the invisible hand of God in nature, like in evolution, kind of.
Yeah, I mean that's fine. Okay, so Lau said you guys are going to be like debating the philosophical side of this. I mean,
I'm saying
Well,
there's
we have
there's
to
two
have
different
both.
ways. Like I said, there's like two different like ways of that argument like holds it, like its elasticity, which is like the scientific side of the argument versus like the philosophical side of the argument. In which case the philosophical side is more so like the creator versus naturalism, right? So it's like trying to
right.
make sure that we're not, like I said, entering any like both like disingenuous or even like epistemic sort of arguments where it gets down to where you just have to strictly rely on the sole belief and the belief only, because like I was saying earlier, it's like it's really hard, if not almost impossible, to sometimes change somebody's like belief when it comes to something like religion. So usually it's like at best it's not so much trying to prove somebody wrong that like their beliefs are wrong, but it's like to like at least have them like maybe concede like the fact that maybe your belief has some grounding, you know.
But like,
even
are
if
you
they
guys
don't believe
debating
in
the
it
existence of
regardless.
God?
Well,
no?
we can prove. I mean, or if we can somehow just say that our side is that you can believe in God and have evolution together.
Yeah.
But I don't think somebody would concede to that if they already haven't came to that conclusion. But shout out to my boy Tristan. He said my mic was down. I turned it up, bro. It should be good now. I realized one of my settings was super low. I
But
didn't even-
what topics are you debating? Whether God exists, or is it just going to be like
It's just
evolution
this
versus
one.
creation?
Yeah, it's just this one.
Well, I mean, if it's just like evolution versus creationism, right? If they bring up like naturalism versus theism, you know, you can be like, well, you know, that's not the topic of tonight.
That is true.
Well,
It's like I said, it's good for us to be able to, what I was saying is, well, just in general, be able to like argue both sides of it. However, just to make sure that we look at like where things can, like I said, kind of fall into logical fallacies.
yeah, and what's funny is it's always the same stuff over and over and over again. So I'm really wondering how much can even be fucking talked about, because these things have been debated so much over history. I don't understand like how it's still even a fucking topic, honestly. It's confusing to me.
And yeah, there's like a lot of angles you can take to,
But
you know, argue for
I mean, Lauren,
evolution.
am I wrong that they have to use a fallacy to defend every point of their argument? Like, how is it physically possible? I just don't get it.
No, you're not wrong.
That's what I'm saying. I just don't
We wanna
get
make
like
sure that
that's what
we
I'm so
don't,
confused
like-
about. It's like, how do you even have a debate when somebody doesn't believe in evolution? Like, I just don't get it.
That's why I said, if anything, at best, it's a matter of being like, okay, if someone's like, all right, well, I guess I can see why you would think that. Otherwise, it's like that. They're like, I still don't, you know, I don't hold, you know, I don't hold that belief, but I can see why you do.
Yeah.
That's probably like the most you could expect to get out of it.
Like Lau brought up like the word epistemic earlier, man. Like a lot of times, you know, it's about selling like the epistemology of science to these people. Because I mean, I will tell you, man, like a lot of creationists do bring up the whole issue of like, how do you know anything about events that happened years ago? And you know, you'll probably have to argue that yes, you can know. You can know things about events that happened millions of years ago, even if no fucking human was around at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, we can look at evidence available in the present and make inferences about the past. Like, you know, just because the scientific model, you know, talks about events that happened in the past doesn't mean it's like unknowable.
Right.
You know, it can make predictions about stuff you should observe in the present.
Yeah.
Like, you know, you can bring up like, you know, you stumble upon like a fucking the ruins of an ancient city, and even though you weren't there when that city was, you know, inhabited, when the people who lived there, but you can make inferences about what they were like based on evidence on the present. You know, you find bones, you know, pottery, whatever.
5-6. Why do you think atheists are actively trying to destroy religion? Why do y'all think atheists are actively trying to destroy religion?
I don't think all atheists are trying to actively destroy religion.
Yeah,
in
I
my
don't think they
opinion.
are either. I think some of them are fucking spurgs and like edge lords, and they're kind of being crazy all the time. But I don't think that's like all atheists at all. There's a lot of atheists that are just like, I just hate fucking religion. I don't fucking fuck with that shit. And they just avoid it. Shout out to
I
my
guess
Yeah,
there's
I'm an
quite a few,
atheist, and
like,
I don't talk about those topics very much, don't I?
Yeah,
right?
yeah. You're like not ever like some atheists are like hyper edge lords, and some of them are just like normal people. Sergio, does the dude you're talking to not know that geologists exist? He was playing devil's advocate, educated. He was just he knows they are lowest IQ
Yeah.
person I've ever heard speak. He said you have the lowest IQ he's ever heard speak. He's
No,
actually
he's
smart,
playing
bro.
devil's advocate.
He was just playing devil's advocate to help us for the debate topic, man.
Nah,
That's it.
geology is a spook, man. Geology is proof of the global flood.
But no, that's what's crazy is when you start having those arguments and they do like some guys are smart enough to have really good pushbacks against things like geology and like carbon dating. And that's why like you got to know that there's multiple ways that they date stuff, not just carbon dating. And because yeah, it is flawed. It's not perfect by itself, and you need to have multiple ways to test something. I agree with that. What I wonder is how often are they able to do that? Are they able to do the tree thing and they're able to do carbon dating at the same time? It can't be that often.
That's what I was saying. Like, and like Andrew, I'm not sure if you heard what I was saying earlier on in the conversation. It's like, you know, especially when you're having this or any sort of debate, you know, when it comes to religion, and specifically pertaining to Christianity, it's just kind of like knowing, like, also like where like the pillars of faith stem from each denomination, because sometimes that's just that in and of itself is kind of a basic explanation of like, oh, okay, like they're simply just not going to believe in it because like their pillar of faith rests strictly in scripture versus, you know, other pillars of tradition. And like, even like, again, what's the Catholic Church? I use that as an example because that's, you know, that's what I was raised in. It's like scripture, tradition, as well as like, you know, magistrate. So yeah, it's kind of just like I said, identifying just like those, like those foundations, like those, again, those pillars is better in understanding who you're going up against. That is if they're arguing like, you know, they aren't being, you know, disingenuous in their takes.
Yeah, what I don't understand is like I think that like some of these evolutionary psychology things that I believe in, I actually think that like Andrew and other orthos or other Christians believe a lot of these things, but it's weird that they can like understand the human nature side of the thing, but then they don't believe the evolution part of it. Like,
Yeah, because they'll say
I
it came
guess
from
because
God.
it's just
That's
like
how God made you.
But I guess you can say it's just psychology. It's not evolution. Like they can just be like, well, yeah, that's just psychology. That's just like how people are because of X, Y, Z, instead of it being evolutionary psychology.
Yeah, God made man to be provider, and God made woman to be Adam's helper.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. Lauren, is that like kind of what the stance is when it comes to these gender roles?
Yeah, in the Bible, because like he created man. What says in the Bible, and again, I'm paraphrasing. He created man, you know, to be, well, he created both man and woman to be stewards of the earth, but because he saw that with man amongst other living things, you know, there was none that could match him. It was like he needed somebody, like man needed somebody, or he couldn't be alone. He had somebody to kind of like, you know, like match his for lack of a better word, IQ. and so he brought he created a woman in order to, you know, to assist him. And again, like being stewards of the earth. And then, you know, he said, go forth and multiply, yada, yada, yada.
Yeah. I really, so is that basically like whenever Andrew disagreed with me in my debate and he was like, yeah, I don't think that, or he said, you know, I think sex is the same for men and women. He was basically saying that God created man and woman equal on the bounds of how damaging sex is to us because it's just a sin, because he sees that all sins are just equal across the board. I'm guessing like if a woman murders or a guy murders, or if a woman sleeps around or if a man sleeps around, like he's basing it on that, correct?
I'd imagine so, yeah. Which, I mean, that would be fair. Like if he's just like, you know, like said, like, you know, sin is equal across the board, because there isn't anything, you know, in scripture that determines, you know, like, oh, like either, you know, what men can get away with versus women, or like, you know, at
I
which
thought that
degree
like
is it worse?
I thought red pillars used a script sometimes to a script from the Bible that said something about how like if the woman cheats, it's always over, but if the man cheats, it like it wasn't always over. I could have swore there's like a few red pill Christian guys that always bring it up. But
Well,
maybe
what
I'm wrong.
scripture is that though?
He's
I
talking
don't
about
know.
divorce.
It's talking about divorce.
It's divorce, and that's largely built in like the Old Testament as well. But generally speaking, I'll be honest, when it comes to like red pillars using using scripture in order to defend their takes, I have seen probably 99% of the time they use it incorrectly.
Yeah, the only
Yeah,
guy
what
that,
fucking red pillar reads the Bible? I mean,
well, there's a few that are trying to look at the Bible from a red pill lens. It's like they're called the Iron Disciples. There's this guy named Glenn Lawrence. There's a few of them, and they're all really close to Rolo. So they actually see that's what's so weird, bro. Is that like I'm so mad that there hasn't been a debate between like Rolo and Andrew. They're like scared of each other. Everybody's like scared of each other, and it's like
They're using, so one thing to point out too, by the way, in that specific example, when they are appealing to scripture to use those arguing points, they're talking about it when a society that was using like the law was religious in and of itself.
yeah,
It's not so much like across
that was the
board.
authority for the people at the time.
Correct. Like that was the religious authority for like mankind.
How to live
at
your
the time.
life. Like it was literally the law.
But that has changed because that was part of where Christians were deviating from Judaism. So like again, like they're not even being historically, they're not pinpointing the historical accuracy of like why it was made for the time that it was made, and then how that has since deviated. Because when you talk about when you're looking at the scripture like old and new, the Old Testament's like it's like the old covenant, and then the New Testament's the new covenant. So I'm not saying that the new covenant completely cancels out the old necessarily, but again, we're like the idea is to be operating moving forward from the new covenant, which is what essentially Jesus brought forth. Because that's where the divide, or that's where not the divide, that's where the separation. It doesn't say this specifically, but it's like that's where you start going into like more so Christian faith versus Judeo-Christianity.
Yeah. Whenever it comes to the Protestant movement, what do you have against Protestant as a Catholic? What do you have against Protestantism as a Catholic?
I mean, I don't quite have anything against it because at the end of the day, like the same tenets are the tenets are the same as far as what you believe in.
Like the Trinity and just like being saved. And
Well,
baptism.
yeah, like Jesus was, yeah. So like those are the same, and plus like
Virgin birth.
I grew up, for instance, like my mom before she converted, like she was Baptist, which is considered like, stemming from Protestantism. So like me just personally growing up and like knowing what those differences are, like some of the differences where they don't adhere to Mary, like they don't. There's also a big misunderstanding that's like Mary is like revered, far more than they think that she like that they think that we put a lot more emphasis on Mary than we really do. And also just like having saints. And
it's mostly just
all
the
that.
Mexicans that do that, and it's because they mix in their Mexican culture with the Mary shit.
So yeah, there's like like I said, I think there's like just a fundamental misunderstanding too of those differences. And because I personally feel like I have a good grasp on what those differences are, and also too, like my mom's church, they also didn't like hate Catholics or anything of that nature. I was like, no, they can most certainly coexist. It's just, it's like different ways of practicing. But at the end of the day, the message is the same. Because like when you talk about different renditions of the Bible, I wouldn't even call them different renditions. Like the major differences in a certain
Catholic Bible has more books than Protestant Bible.
Right. I was gonna say like there are just like certain books that are there that are in like not even just like the Catholic Bible, but yeah, it's just like the presence of certain books over the other. That's it. Otherwise, everything is the same. The translations are virtually identical.
Yeah.
And even without those books, it does not change like the fundamental message at all. Like we're not like misfiring or like wires aren't being crossed and incorrectly just because of those books that were there or they weren't there. So that's where I think it's kind of pointless when people are like, oh, well, in this Bible, you know, like it says this, but the other one says that. It's like, no, they say the same fucking thing.
What's the history between like the Jews and the Christians? Like, have Christians always protected the Jews?
No,
Yeah, well,
no.
So if we talk about like if you're speaking of the Bible, like
I'm saying like the last 2,000 years, like after they killed Jesus, like have we always been cool with them? I don't see, you know, obviously
No.
we don't hate
No,
them
no,
like
Not
how
even close.
Islam hates them. Like Islam
No,
fucking hates
so-
the Jews.
So like if you so you have to go back to, you know, the Roman Empire, because that's where, you know, essentially like Catholicism got its name from. So the Roman Empire, no, if you look back in history there, you'll see that there have been, you know, Jewish uprisings, you know, because they were being, you know, their like lands were being taken over during the conquest of, you know, the Roman emperor. So no, and that plays a large part too, and to just even how Jews were treated throughout, you know, the rest of history, primarily even by the Catholic Church. So here's a like good example. Everyone's like, why are Jews all in the, like, why are they, you know, you see most of them in like the banking system, you know what I mean, or the financial sector. It's because throughout history
They were banned from other professions.
They were because they were banned from other professions, yes, and they were forced to be, you know, money lenders, and they were like that was the only job that they could take. Because in Christianity, it was technically considered a sin. It's called usury. That's a sin to collect interest on taxes. Christians weren't allowed to do that, but you know, the Roman Catholic Church was like, well, Jews can do it. So that was pretty much they were
Yeah,
pigeonholed.
she's not wrong.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. Same within, you know, same within Europe too. So it's like, you know, outside of like the, you know, the Catholic Church. So they were forced into these roles because all the other jobs they weren't even allowed to take. Hell, there was a time too where they were allowed to be doctors because it was also considered a sin, you know, to cut into the skin, like in Christianity. So like Jews were allowed to practice as doctors, but just through time and time again, you know, they had to keep again trying to like adapt to their to their environments, you know, because of the fact that people were, you know, like I said, not allowing them to own land. So no, Christians and Jews, or at least people and most Jewish people were not getting along.
Yeah, there's parts of like the New Testament, you know, not the entirety of the New Testament, because there's like more pro-Jewish passages, but you know, where the way it talks about the crucifixion of Jesus, it portrays the Jews as saying crucify him, and you know, his blood is going to be on our hands and the hands of our descendants. You know, that's where a lot of the accusations of, you know, killing God against the Jews came from in Christian history.
Which is
but at
interesting though, because it's like if that was God's will, it doesn't fucking matter. You know, like it was gonna happen either way. That's my argument. You know, it's like well, why? Like you're blaming Jewish people for killing Jesus, you know, and for like essentially like, you know, trying to kill God. But it's like no, that was God's will. So I don't care if you worship the flying spaghetti monster, you know what I mean? Like that was supposed to happen according to what is even written in scripture and what we're taught.
What I'm wondering is like, do you like this is just something I've been thinking about lately. Is it possible that like I know Jewish conspiracy theorists don't go crazy, Lauren, I know, but that like that the Jews are really good at making the Islamic people and the Christians fight each other like over the last like 100 years or so, and why they
Yes.
kind of like sat back and profited from a lot of us fighting with each other?
Yes, that one seems, you know, based on evidence. Like at least like the powerful Jewish lobbies in the state of Israel. Yeah. Mhm.
What do you think, Lauren? Like, do you think that they like have put Muslims and Christians against each other?
I would say there are people who have, yeah. I think like Jews as a whole, no.
Yeah. But
but yeah,
but
yeah.
specific ones.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I don't know. I always think about like the global wars. We're just so close to like a world war at all times and stuff. And you always like, I mean, Crusades 3.0 just could happen. You know what I'm saying? And I just see it as if the sides kind of like got drawn. I really can't believe it if the Christians take the Jews' side. Like I mean, we're probably going to like it would be like the Jews and Christians versus the Muslims, but I I don't know if that's like the right way to move. Like if anything bad happened,
No,
like
it's not-
nuclear wars started to happen, I just don't know if that's the right move to make. I don't know.
Never team up with radical Jews, man.
Never team up with radical fucking anything.
Well, and I got this idea because I saw that like I don't know, I just saw a post somewhere and it was talking about how much money we're giving Israel, and it was like, once again, like billions of dollars, like an insane amount, and it was just like,
Well, I think it's like we have to make a differentiation between like not and I'm not saying you're trying to do that, but it's
like
more
the
that's
conspiracy theorists
geopolitical.
and and geopolitical, yeah.
Yeah, that's geopolitical. Like if we look at it from like a religious lens, and like now we're going into a completely different area, because especially too like when I've argued what's happening today, because a lot of the conspiracy theories, it's not like against the Israeli government, it's about Jewish people as a whole. Like when, for instance, like when you talk about like the Jewish question, I don't think people nowadays who kind of use it very loosely in conversation realize like what that stems from and like what that inherently means. Because like the Jewish question, when that was coined, what it was like the late 19th century, it was about like, can people who are Jews, can they live amongst us in society? Like that's a dangerous question to be asking.
Yeah, right.
So it's like, yeah, be careful. Like, don't.
Can we trust them?
Yeah, it's like no. That's again, that has its roots in a lot of, like I said, not even just conspiracy theories, but and a lot of the pogroms that happened during early 1900s, or like during like World War II. That ended up lending itself to what ended up being the Holocaust. And I'm speaking very generally, but yeah, we got to be. Not we, because I know that we're not arguing that or anything like that, but
none of us say the
mindful.
JQ term all the time. I hear it on Fresh and Fit all the time, dude. They like fucking Myron says
I don't
the
think
JQ.
I don't think they realize, because I think people, when they think Jewish question, they're talking about Israel. They're talking about
Well, they just heard other people say it, and they're just saying it because other people were saying it. Like they heard
So
Nick Fuentes said it, so then they probably said
well,
it.
no, Nick Fuentes, that's different. Nick Fuentes, he's a piece of shit, but in my opinion, but I think he knows better, but. For the most part, people do bring this up. I'm like, yeah, you got to be careful. Like, that's not so much like questioning like the politics and us like supporting Israel, like and their place in the Middle East.
You don't need to bring up conspiracy theories about what Jews
I don't want to bring them up at all.
allegedly do in the dark to trash these people, man. They're a race of dick cutters. They take babies and they cut their dicks. And that's one of the big differences between Jews and Christians, right? Because Christians did away with circumcision early on in their history. It's in the New Testament. I mean,
I want to know the science or not the science, but like just I want to deep dive circumcision and like Jewish people, and I don't know, like
it's not a pretty history, man. I will warn you about that.
Yeah.
Did they always do it when they were babies, or did they wait till they were older? Okay.
No, and their babies called a bris.
Yeah, but why is it like not a pretty history whenever we've been doing it? Like, I mean, obviously we do it today. Like, what was it just bad back then because of the tools they used and shit?
I mean, that's part of it, man. But if you read about like the Jewish history of circumcision, you're gonna see soon enough that up until the late 1800s, right? Like most Jews, when they did circumcision, they would suck the blood out of the baby's penis by mouth, and there's still Jews that do that today. The thing is, right, that a lot of like Jewish lobbies today, they have the gall of saying that these stories of like blood libel were like baseless conspiracy theories, man. When when all these accounts of blood libel, they have like striking similarities to this fucking medieval Jewish blood ritual.
That's so fucking crazy. No, and I really do believe that shit
because
too.
Circumcision was what it was considered at the time, was like the religious practice, like marked the covenant between God and Abraham. Like that's just like the basic
that was because Abraham did that to his son because God told him to, right?
Yeah.
That's just crazy. I just can't.
So now you look at circumcision today, it's like, well then, why has that become more of like a medical practice, versus, because it's more than just, it's like rooted in, it's like rooted in like, religious practice too, but that's like not why people do it today for the most part, at least if you talk about, people who aren't Jewish.
Do Islamic people believe in circumcision?
Yes.
Yes.
Does Buddhist people believe in circumcision?
No.
Do Asians do it?
No.
Yes.
They do?
Okay, Asians as in East Asians, no, or for the most part, no, except for like South Korea. But
Yeah, and like the Philippines and again, like this is more so now. Again, I'm not trying to take away any like religious practices from it entirely because it is rooted in that, but yeah, there are quite a few different cultures, so to speak, that have practiced and like still circumcised, outside of just like the West.
No, see, I just need. What's crazy is ever since I got on Twitter, there's been so many of these circumcision debates, and that's one thing when it's brought up, I just kind of step back. Like I know a little bit about it from Hector Garcia's book, Alpha God, because he goes into detail a lot about why religions would kind of do it, but more from like a sexual standpoint, and like and how it was kind of cucking men, and more talking about like eunuchs and how they would like literally cut dudes like dicks and balls off and shit sometimes for certain religious reasons, especially like Islam. Like they were really crazy about like cutting people's shits off, or like same with the women, like, oh, we're cutting your fucking vagina off, we're gonna fucking sew your lips closed. Like they do wild shit in history just to like protect sex basically.
Yeah, which still happens today, unfortunately. Thank God it's not widespread, but there are, when it comes to genital mutilation, that's
Yeah,
a huge problem.
like they'll sew their daughters up and they don't like unsew it until they get married, basically. Like
Yeah.
you can't use, like, we
Yeah,
know you ain't gonna use
fibulation.
this shit. You ain't gonna fuck up our family and our reputation. We gonna sew that bitch up. Like, that's
Ugh.
crazy.
like Sergio, like the thing is, man, to be honest with you, like, I would like to get along with like Jewish people, man, but if I advocate against like genital mutilations of minors, since like Jews love that so much, I mean, they'll smear me as an anti-Semite anyways. And it's kind of annoying, right? Because like, who needs anti-Semitic cartoons when I have these fucking real life savages, being who they are?
I got a comment really quick from Mr. 56. Oh man, the joke went over his head. What is a flying spaghetti monster? Never heard of it before. It's a joke whenever people talk about a god, just a random crazy god. Didn't South Park actually make a flying spaghetti monster?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah. South Park literally made a flying spaghetti monster for one of the things. 56. I think you're like the only one who's here, bro. Do you want to watch a movie tonight? Let me know, and I'll give you a Discord link, or I'll give you a Telegram link, and we'll watch on there. Probably Discord would be better. But yeah, actually, I'll go ahead and post a Discord link, and if anybody wants to, just join the chat in there, and I'll play a movie. But I'm not gonna do it if nobody else joins, because I'm not gonna watch it.
What movie you watching tonight, bro?
I don't know. That's what I wanted somebody else to suggest. Like, I didn't want to like just go. If I was gonna have to do one, then I gotta do Stanley Kubrick, my boy. Like, I gotta fucking watch Stanley Kubrick.
Dude,
That's just the
Frankenstein.
I Frankenstein
That movie was ass, dude.
is the worst movie ever.
Val, I don't know if I trust your movie suggestions, because what was that one about the shark that came out of the toilet?
Oh, House Shark. Oh, bro, be that guy, dude. Bro, review House Shark, man. Bro,
Val's grabbing the Blu-ray DVDs at the bottom of like the freaking like barrel at Kmart for $5. Like, stop it.
it's that dollar store movie. Lauren, have you seen it?
No.
Oh no, you.
But
bro.
I brought it up to Sebastian because Sebastian will he will watch all that. Like, he will go into like the depths of
Lauren, have you
Netflix
seen
for
it?
like movies that people didn't even know were on there, and he'll be like, "Yeah, it sucks." I'm like, "Why'd you watch it?" He's like, "I don't know, it was there."
It's not like it's bad as in. It's just like, oh, this
It's
is
like
shit.
awesomely bad.
Yes, it's like awesomely bad. Like, this is so bad. It's entertaining.
Oh my goodness.
Sergio, if you play that movie tonight, man, I'll join up.
What was the fucking movie?
It's called House Shark.
It's
House
called what?
shark. This shark, I guess,
That
like
sounds
is
so retarded.
Val.
It's
You,
in the-
I know it is. Val, you explain it.
So a new family moves into this new house, and there's literally a giant great white shark living pipe system, and comes out the toilet and can go around the house to eat people.
Is it like in like a tornado?
No, like they have a giant aesthetic head that will go through the doors and like bite somebody and bring them into the other room, and then it disappears going back into the toilet.
It's like if Jaws came
Yes,
on
man.
land.
That's so fucking retarded.
Yeah,
It is, bro. It's
Y'all are that is so stupid.
so stupid.
What's up, Brooke? Are you excited? Are you gonna debate Ashton?
Oh shit! I didn't even see. I never look at my freaking. What do you call it?
Yeah, you're
never
the
look at my
worst
screen.
about that, Lauren. I'll be sitting in your thing as a listener for so long sometimes. I'll just be like, bro, like she don't even fucking look at all.
That's because I'm not. That's because I'm never hosting stuff.
I'm ready to do that debate with Andrew Wilson now. That's gonna be so fucking dope.
Well, I think we've, for the most part, just kind of broken down just some areas to like focus on. So,
Oh, I was mean
I'm-
whenever he's my teammate because we'll probably do this one like after that. I'm kind of excited for Friday to do the evolution against that dude because I don't know what's gonna come with that. He looked like a pretty smart guy on Twitter that I met.
Okay.
But then like when Andrew's gonna be on my team for that next thing, I'm super excited about that. Like that's
yeah,
gonna be
that is
dope.
exciting.
Just because it's just nice having an ally. And I'm a team player. Like if there's anything that I'm good at, it's like I like having a ally. Like I'm really good at complimenting other people. Like if you like I swear, like if they put me and Sartain against like anybody in the red pill space on like red pill shit, like on what like basically spinning plates or a pickup artist, oh my god. Like if this goes good, I'm actually 1,000% hitting up Michael Sartain. They're gonna be like, dude, we need to debate Alex from Playing with Fire and like one of his guys because Alex from Playing with Fire is a pickup artist. Like he's a dating coach that does pickup art stuff. So like we have to debate him, like and him and like another big pickup artist because God, like Michael is so good. If you ever watch any of Michael's, because he does like these big videos where like it's like a bunch of people join and he does like a session with like a bunch of random people join to like ask him questions about his program and like basically pick up artistry versus like pre-selection and stuff like that. And he just bodies every pickup artist. Like sometimes there's some super arrogant pickup artist dudes that go in there and he just makes them look fucking stupid because he has like 10 stats proving why. And like all this proof, like the thing is like his website and like all this stuff is just so much proof that like his strategy works, you know, like, and that's why I always like call out his shit because there's always short dudes that are like, no, what you're saying isn't true. What if the guy's 5'6"? And it's just like if you go to Michael's thing, he literally has multiple dudes that have gone through his program and they have like these crazy Instagram profiles with like all these bitches and shit, and they're like 5'5". Like these little short dudes, and it's just like, see, I told you, bro. I told you it's possible. It's like I basically look like a big fucking what's it called whenever you just try to sell somebody's shit? Fucking
Snake oil salesman.
no, but whenever you're just I'm just shilling him all the time. He's just the shit. He's making me mad. Like I texted him yesterday to fucking post his shit on Instagram or post his videos from Instagram because he has these badass reels that like I want to send everybody. I want to send it to Brooke and like send them to everybody in the group because they're just like basically things that I always talk about, but Michael just says it literally 10 times better than me because he's been doing this for a while and he's on testosterone and Adderall, so he's just a fucking freak. And like he just, whenever he explains some of these concepts, he just simplifies it so good. But like I don't want to download them off Instagram and then post them on Twitter first. Like I want him to just post them on his Twitter and I share them to help him out, you know. But he won't fucking post them. It's making me mad.
Speaking of testosterone, I was cleaning out my bathroom. I used to get these workout supplements, and I found, what was it? High potency natural testosterone boost and amplification. I was like, I wonder if anybody knew about those. I haven't taken them; it hasn't been opened. But Val, I thought of you.
I've been taking testosterone stuff for a while, and I'm about to stop doing it because I really don't think it helps that much. Like I think everything is officially in your head. And like you just have to eat right and walk a lot and be physical. I don't think like any of the supplements are necessary except for maybe like protein and creatine maybe, and like that's it. And obviously caffeine.
And by the way, Val, when I said I thought of you, I didn't mean that like I thought you needed them. I remember you bringing it up before. But yeah, no, I haven't even opened these, and I'm like, no wonder why they've been in the back of my cupboard, so I don't know if I should just throw those out. Oh, Val's not even here anymore. Damn it.
Yeah, I was about to say, who the fuck are you talking to? He's not here.
Well,
Anybody that's joining the video, if you want to do the movie with me, click the Discord link and I'll watch a movie with you.
well then, why don't I let you get going?
Yeah.
Do you want to do this again? Or
Yeah,
good?
yeah, we're definitely gonna do this again. Probably like we can make it a regular thing where we like.
Okay.
The thing is, like, you should give me like a comment, like we'll find common world views that people have. Like maybe we'll even do this for like feminist topic, or we need to do this
Okay.
for like all different topics basically, and just try to build, you know, their steelmans and figure out what the fuck
Okay.
these people are.
No,
always
yeah,
gonna
for
do.
sure. We'll do that. I'll come up with some, and then like we can actually have it on like more frequent, like scheduled time.
Yeah,
we're
maybe.
we're dealing with this atmospheric river fucking shit right now out here, so we've been like a state of emergency, and everything's just been a little wacky. So
What
today
are
was
you
just-
talking about?
Oh, you didn't hear about that?
No, what is it?
No, so there's this. They call it like the atmospheric river. It's just like this giant storm system that's coming over the west coast, and there's been a lot of flash floods and like hurricane force winds and this crazy shit. And like it's right on the coast too, where it's a little scary.
Oh, that's
So
crazy.
we were afraid that we were gonna have to like evacuate at one point, but the rain has gone down, so I think we'll be okay.
Oh,
At
that's
least
dope.
down here on the coast, but
Well,
up north it's pretty fucking bad.
well, be safe. That's crazy that California is going through that. I guess I feel like that never happens, but I guess it is now.
Well, I just think El Nino's ending and all sorts of shit, and who knows, maybe climate change.
Aren't
I
they
don't
called
want to get into
typhoons
it.
or something out there? If there ever is one.
Well, there are water spouts, which those are cool. I'm not sure if you've ever seen like the tornadoes in the water.
Yeah. No,
I'm like,
that's
yeah,
not-
those are cool. Just stay in the water, please.
Yo. Okay, so Dog Ninja posted something about debates going on.
What?
Yeah, he posted a big picture and then he tagged Ashley, Smashley, and Brooke, and then but he posted pictures of a couple of you guys. Like,
Yeah, yeah. It's just because it's just a bunch of trolling for this debate that's happening with Ashley and Brooke soon. It's
Oh,
just a
okay.
joke. But,
yeah,
no.
yeah.
Like,
He added a
don't
picture of
ask
Cod.
me. Oh, that's great.
But no, I'll definitely talk to y'all soon. Thank you, Lauren.
Okay.
I really appreciate you, and I'll be getting better. Oh, speaking of that, you need to tell me that book again really quick, so I put it in my wish list and I don't forget. The one
Which
that you
book was
told
it
me
again?
about for debate.
Oh yeah, let me go find it because I think I sent it to you a while back. I'll dig through my messages and send it to you.
Yeah.
Actually, no, I'll find my bookshelf. Yeah, I'll send it to you shortly.
Yes, thank you. I appreciate that. I'll talk to you
Oh,
soon
Ruda.
though. Oh,
Ruda,
Rudy.
we're leaving.
Yeah, we're leaving, bro. Go make a space or something, and I'll
I'll talk
join
to
you,
you later.
Rudy. I'll see you later. Chat. Watch a movie with me. Somebody wants to come on. I'm in the Discord right now. If somebody wants to watch a movie, just hit that link. What movie are you going to be watching? I don't know. I mean, it's up to y'all. It's whoever joins. I'm thinking a Stanley Kubrick movie if we're gonna just sit here and watch one. If we're just gonna watch something that's like one of my favorites, or we can watch a war movie like Troy, Gladiator, Braveheart, Pearl Harbor. But no, a Stanley Kubrick movie would be cool too if you wanted to suggest one like Eyes Wide Shut or 2001: A Space Odyssey, or even what's the weird one with the fucking dudes that act like, whether they make that dude's eyes are held open like this. What is that one called? Orange. Fuck, A Clockwork Orange. Even anything by like Quentin Tarantino would be dope. Shit, I love Spielberg, man. Anything that's Spielberg, I would be down for too. Shit, if I could fucking get a torrent of the Godzilla movie, or if the Godzilla movie was already on fucking Amazon, I will watch that Godzilla movie. Actually, speak it up. I don't give a fuck. Let's check it up right now. Amazon. If that movie is fucking on here, bro, I'm watching that fucking movie. It is so good. Godzilla -1. Yeah, that does not look like. And y'all can't see this right now, but let me make it smaller for you. Yeah. That's not a movie, by the way. That's the movie poster. Let's see when it comes out at theaters. -1 coming to streaming. Mark your calendars, July 8th. Ugh, that's so far away. Fuck that. July 8th. Trying to think what other movies are really good. I would even watch like Layer Cake right now. Layer Cake's a fucking dope ass movie. What's the other ones I like a lot? Meow. Meow. Oh, you know it's a really good movie? That one that was on Disney, and it's about the Balto dog. But it's not the dog that was Balto. What was his name? Togo. I think it was Togo. Was it Togo? What was his name? Was it Togo? Yeah, it was Togo, dude. This movie was fucking good. It was so good. I'm not gonna sit here and ruin it, but one of the best like animal movies I've ever seen in my life. Uh, Especially because when I was a kid, I loved Balto. That movie was like one of my favorite movies as a kid. So then whenever I saw this movie, and this is basically basically Balto was a fucking scam, dude. They scammed us as kids when it came to Balto. He wasn't even a fucking big deal. And Togo was like the real dog that like led the sleigh team to go and save everybody. And everybody was just fooled for so long by Balto, but it was all about Togo, dude. It's like it's an even better story, honestly. Like the Balto story was good, but the Togo story is just way fucking better. No, it's a sob fest. Get out of here! It's not a sob fest. It's the best movie ever. A really good one. But I understand nobody wants to watch a movie with me, but I get it, guys. I'm probably gonna just head out. Maybe I'll play video games with my friends. Maybe I should stream an hour of video games since nobody's watching anyways, and I need to get let me get a couple of clips right since I barely got any of y'all watching anyways. Now's a good time for stop it. Now's a good time for me to get some gaming clips done so I don't have to worry about it later on. Biscuit, what are you doing, bro? Get off my desk. You got fur everywhere, bro. Don't step on the laptop. Just got that thing fixed, man. You're a pretty boy. You purr so loud. I'm sorry, the audio is probably going to be annoying, guys, because I know the game audio sucks. Probably going to make y'all hate me. Dude, so annoying. I don't have cat butt in my face. That's not true. And he's just a baby, so it doesn't matter. He doesn't know what he's doing. For all he knows, he's just being nice right now. Alright, I'm gonna need you to get out of my way now, please, buddy. I'm trying to adjust my camera. Yeah, the buzz is back, yeah. I know the buzz is back. I'm sorry, guys. You're gonna have to suffer for me to get some montage footage. Let's do this by the way. Quick play. I'm sorry, guys. I don't know how I'm gonna have to fix this. I'm guessing the PC love comes from. I don't know how to fix that one. That's gonna be a weird one to have to fix. No, I didn't want to play a healer. Sucks. Fuck. Oh, shit. This fucking cat on my chair, dude. Dude, I cannot hear anything, guys. This is not what I wanted to play. Not what I wanted to play. You stupid fucking cat. Please don't do that. Please don't do it. Please don't even try it. Please don't. The buzz got worse? Oh, it's because I turned the volume up. I mean, I can't hear it fucking anyway, so I might as well turn it off. Delete this game because I fucking picked the wrong class. I don't even understand how I can't hear anything. I should at least be able to hear it.
Mm.
Mix mouse. Get away, cat. Tired of you, man. You fucking everything up. Bro, get away. Could you not? Kitty gaming like a boss. Got a whole cat in the way. Still gonna fucking kill it. Dude, move out of the fucking way. ridiculous. Sounds like a fan. I think it's my PC fan because I do have a fan. Like that's what I'm saying. Like I think that this is all because of, like the PC noise going in, and I think the only way I fix that is by buying like this little thingy that is supposed to like stop any electronic. Hey, stupid fucking cat. Dude, guys, my cat's up there with like literally like $3,000 worth of microphones. I swear to everything. If he knocks one down, I'm gonna freak out. I can't get him down because he's on the other side of the microphone. So stupid. Stupid cat. I hit him once. This game is called fuck. I always forget this. The Finals. It's a pretty dope game. If you ever play a game, I definitely suggest playing this one. It's fucking dope. This is what I'm probably gonna make a montage for this game to promote the little dating fucking thing that I'm gonna do. The little dating networking course I'm trying to make. Oh no, I'm dead. I'm dead. I'm stuck in the door. Which cat is my favorite? Definitely not this. Stop it. He was literally trying to climb on the fucking curtain pole. He literally gives me an anxiety attack. Such a piece of shit. I'm literally trying to play a game. Trying to get montage clips. Can't hit anybody because I'm bad. Oh shit. I'm dead. Please, 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 please don't look at me. Don't look at me. That guy was just standing still. Gravity is so scary. Ooh, get fucking palmed. Probably go score actually. Stop it. There's probably somebody there that's defending it. This is not going to work, but we're going to go for it anyways because it's a safer play. Oh shit, I'm dead. Come on. Guy just happened to be following me. Oh my god! So much money. Goodbye. I'm gone. I'm gone. 16 racks. I'm gone. Get out of here. Please, 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 please. Let's go. What can you do? I'll take a second place. Guys, what's really fun is whenever you do the sword thing, but I can't really do the sword thing because I'm not that good at it. I need to warm up a little bit before I be doing something like that. God, the Twitter notifications are crazy right now. Maybe I should. Maybe I should do the right thing. Make sure that's posted to Twitch. Stream info. What is this fucking game called again? Oh. Fucking died. Jesus, this is a crazy long wait for a game. I wouldn't even play this game. The buzz is annoying. Is it that bad? I have to get montage footage though, but if it's so bad, I guess the montage footage wouldn't be ruined because it would have. Damn, it is pretty bad. Yeah, it had music on it, so I wouldn't hear the buzz. But you are true. You are true. It is. It is a big flaw. Big flaw. Gotta figure this out. Buzz coming from the gaming PC into the streaming PC has to be based on something. These things could also change based off of like if there's cables next to power shit. Like I have to move the cables if they're like close to anything that's power related. It can cause that. Yeah, 5 6. I think I actually just messaged one of the girls just now to see if she's gonna come on tomorrow. So yeah, I might actually have one of the girls coming on tomorrow, man. It'll be dope if she can. If she can't, I'm sure it'll be like next week. But yeah, I'm gonna try to possibly have one girl a week or something around there if I can. Wow, I'm so bad. What a noob. That's like 3 of those. That was a headshot. Come on. That would have been the dopest triple kill. I felt big time there. That is bullshit. Oh, stupid. That guy should have died. I'll hit on my cards and survive. It's bullshit. team's winning though. Not because of me. Oh my Oh my goodness, I'm so bad at this game. Oh, this is such a fucking retard circle jerk. And yeah, it looks like it is confirmed. I think Toby is going to come on tomorrow. I just saw her message, so should be a good show tomorrow. It'll be fun. I don't know how long she'll stay for, but we'll probably just review some videos and talk about how horrible dating is. So hard, so bad. What a nice dude. I'm probably gonna win this game. This is crazy. Never mind. I'm just gonna die, like always. I'm friends with just some of them 5'6", not all of them. Definitely not all of them. But like Toby's one of my homegirls. She's been my friend for a long time. It's not just something that just I've known her for years, probably like 6 or 7 years now. I want to say. Um, some of the other girls that are coming aren't just girls from that I've known for years though. Like one of the girls who's gonna come was that older blonde chick. Fuck, what was her name? I can't remember her name, but y'all liked her a lot. Her reels did really good. So I know that y'all liked her a bunch. I can't remember. Or Aubrey Grams. Audrey Grams or Aubrey Grams. She's gonna come probably the week after Toby comes, probably like next week. She was cool. Uh, yeah, it's just whoever, like whichever girls just really want to do it. So it's who I'm gonna let come on. It just depends. Obviously, none of the crazy ones. There's some girls that I think were just ratchet and fucking stupid and annoying and drunk asses. So I'm probably not gonna. I want to bring on some of the more smarter ones, maybe, so I can actually have like a good intellectual conversation about some of this shit. Uh, it's not that fun whenever somebody can't like kind of have dialogue and go back, especially when it's just two people. They need to have some ability to be able to communicate well. It's going to be pretty shitty. Some of them, I would say, are good at arguing their points, but because of the panel show, we don't really get the opportunity to hear their points because either I'll cut them off or one of the other girls will cut them off. Like, it's just really easy for the girls. If they have a good point, we might never even fucking hear it, honestly. Man, my team's gonna win, man. And I'm a dork. I blew it. Won. Easy dub. I won't make y'all listen to the buzz anymore. I need to figure that shit out. Whether I need to buy that little cable that'll fix it, or if it's a cable next to a power thing. I'll have to do a test stream tomorrow or the next day to try to figure out where the buzz is coming from. If it's a power cable issue. Turning into an audio engineer one day at a time. One day at a time, guys. No, I'm gonna get off though. Make this a short Monday one. If anybody wants to watch a movie, you're more than welcome to DM me, and I will gladly watch a movie with y'all. If you want to watch one in Discord, and it'll be on me. You don't gotta pay nothing. I found a way to be able to stream it through Discord or Telegram without anybody else having to pay. So if there's a movie anybody wants to watch, I'm trying to do movie shit. Oh, y'all want to see a fucking picture of me? My friends showed me this on Discord. I asked them, I was like, what the fuck was this? Y'all can't see it. So basically, let me turn this. He said a nacho cheese shower. I don't remember getting a nacho cheese shower from our friends. I don't remember this moment at all. But apparently, I got a nacho cheese shower. Hold on. This was probably fuck. How old was I? I was probably 18 here, like 17 or 18. Yeah, fucking gotta save that. I have to make that a meme. I look retarded. I look like retard Sergio. That's why I'm saving it as retard Sergio. Oh, all right. I'm not gonna do that because it's wrong. You're not allowed to make fun of retards like that. But yeah, I think they like threw cheese on me. We used to like land World of Warcraft at my friend's aunt's house, and I think this was one of the times when we were landing there, and probably like 4 or 5 in the morning, and they just threw food on me because people are assholes. No, I'm very. Somebody was saying earlier like how they watched my Andrew Wilson debate and how I got destroyed, and how I'm like a really good sport, or like I'm really good at getting destroyed and it not phasing me. And it's like, yeah, y'all don't understand what it's like to literally have friends my entire life haze me like constantly. That was literally my life. Most of my friend groups were constant hazes on me as that guy that was the one that was picked on. And on top of that, my dad called me stupid on a fucking daily basis. So yeah, you can call me stupid as much as you want. It's probably not gonna phase me because doesn't mean it's never meant anything to me. How do you feel about female empowerment? Fucking bitches are crazy, bro. I don't want them to have like crazy female empowerment. I think it's good for women to have power over their own life and autonomy. Like if they so choose to like do shit, like if they want to go be a construction worker, or if they want to become a boss babe and make $1 million, or they, if they don't want to have kids or something, like, yeah, I'm totally okay with women having the choice to do whatever the fuck they want to ruin their own life, for sure. It's up to the free market and intelligent human beings to, if we want people to be smarter, that's what it comes down to is people creating a good culture and a good ecosystem that promotes, not degeneracy. How, as much as a lot of people think that we're supposed to like force some way into it, I don't think that we're supposed to force some way into it. I think it will just naturally go into where women don't want the female empowerment stuff. If guys were just in their role, it's like what I always talk about. Like if guys were in the role, I really don't think that women would be acting all stupid because they would be happy to be women because they would get everything that they wanted. But they don't get everything that they want right now for it. It always goes back to the financial inequality, guys. If your guys complaining right now, it's just because the financial inequality is what's causing you to want to do short-term mating strategies. And yeah, I don't blame you. It's really hard to make it as a dude if you don't have enough money to be able to get a girl. But yeah, guys, I'll probably see y'all on, or I will for sure see y'all on tomorrow. We'll have my homegirl Toby come. It's gonna be fucking dope. It's gonna be a good one. I'm happy. Probably watch a lot of stuff even after she leaves because I'm sure she's not gonna stay that long. I'll probably stay on and stream, or I'll stream like before she comes. So it'll be a long one. We'll probably do like a good solid 5 or 6 hours or something. What else? What else? Remember, we got the debate on Wednesday with Undead Chronic. Probably that's gonna be dope. So be ready to watch that. It looks like we're not doing that debate on Thursday with Ashley because I'll be doing that debate with Andrew Wilson on my team instead. So look forward to that. I don't know when we'll be, probably next Thursday, hopefully. And then Friday, I have the evolution and debate with the Christian guy. So that's going to be a fun one too. So don't miss that Friday. But yeah, trying to have jam-packed schedules for y'all every week, guys. I'm going to try to always line stuff up to where Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I got something interesting going on. Let's get some more people in here so then share me with everybody so we can do some good Monday streams with the movie. I'm really wanting to do the movie Monday stuff. So please, please, please join up to the Discord so then we can do the movie Monday. Like maybe if we get some more people to join it right now, then we'll be able to vote on it or something in Discord. Or I'll even like get some other people tied into that and see if I can get like a bunch of the other group to see it because I didn't even tag a bunch of other people. I just basically told YouTube that today, but I'll go post it like on Instagram and all the other platforms that I'm on to see if we can get some more people to come for that. What else? I think that's kind of it. There's something I'm gonna be working on the networking program. What else was I talking about? Can't really remember. There was something important that I really wanted to talk about, but I'm sure we'll catch up with it. I appreciate all y'all though, man. Thank you so much for coming again, guys. I really do appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much, 5-6, bro. I really appreciate you, man. But yeah, I will see y'all tomorrow night. Hopefully, it's gonna be really fun. I'll see you then. Peace the fuck out.